Hey, folks. Welcome back to the Sports Screen Podcast Network. I'm John with a J, coming to you from the Millennium freaking Falcon, and joining me for the first time, and hopefully not for the last time. I'm praying this becomes an ongoing thing. My buddy, co-host, Clayton Anderson.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be here. I'm just literally trying to get set up here.
Great.
So we are a failure to launch out the gate.
hey, we're flirting with different virtual backdrops and stuff today. Ooh, I got my mysterious force apparition energy around me, and just cameras and devices and stuff like that. So bear with us, folks. What this podcast has been in the past has just been me talking shit about this, that, and the other, talking about what the networks don't talk about. I wanted to bring Clayton on the show because we have very different styles, very different perspectives, and it's freaking football season, man. And Clayton and I love football probably more than anything on the planet, aside from, our loved ones, family, et cetera, et cetera. But my gosh, we get so excited when football season's upon us. Christmas is here, Clayton. So tell us just a little bit about where folks can follow you if they dig what you're laying down today, and where are you at?
These days, I've kind of pulled back from a lot of the stages, but I've come back onto TikTok. Believe it or not, I'm gonna try that avenue for a little while. I was gonna do YouTube, but I am on TikTok at my full name, Clayton Anderson NFL. It's just that simple. I do like what everyone else does. I do previews of games. I'm gonna start doing film breakdown once I get the NFL Game Pass. I do also game recaps, and then also too when I'm not, because we're in the thick of the beginning of the season, so I also do kind of like comedy videos with it. Like I'll show a play and be like, look what happens to this guy. It's just a good time. And also, once I get 1,000 followers, I'm going to be going live. So I would like to have a live chat with anyone who would like to join. That's how much I know about football.
Very cool, man. It sounds like you're having a good time with it, man. I started the TikTok too, man. I was just like, I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it. I was just like doing it because I felt like I had to get my stuff out there and get more followers and all that stuff. But I'm actually having fun with this particular platform. And I think it's we've talked about this before, but for me, I'm a storyteller. So, which is great here because folks, this is probably going to be an hour or two long podcast for the first time Clayton and I get together. Trust that. But the challenge of getting everything within 3 minutes, and TikTok used to be 15 and 30 seconds. Then they expanded it to 60 seconds. And you're like, whoa, that's a long time. Not for me. And 3 minutes, man, I'm John with a J, and we're out. 3 minutes is gone. So it's been really exciting for me to learn how to get shorter content out there and try to make it funny and engaging and all that stuff. Are you having a blast doing it or what?
Yeah, I am. I finally am. I'm not gonna lie. I despised TikTok 2 years ago. I was still on Instagram, ironically.
Yeah.
It's ironic because TikTok made advertisements on Instagram. And who would have thought that now TikTok is the most viewed app. I think we're on the ground floor of something great. Like today, we don't have a lot of followers, but if we just keep churning, this thing could explode. Remember Instagram, a lot of people weren't on Instagram back in 2012, 13, 14. Now everybody's on Instagram.
Right.
So it's because people don't understand the platform is just going to rise from the ground and rise, and you want to be on that rise.
Right.
So it's not, yes, TikTok is there's a ton of younger folks on there, but every single day I'm seeing more and more people older than me. So I'm in the middle. So it makes me go well, there's people older than me, younger than me. I'm doing this. I'm going for it.
That's great. I agree with you, man. I think it's totally in its infancy, and there is an absolute place for everyone to engage, enjoy, and build a community and just make something special happen.
This is how off the internet I have been. This is my first Zoom meeting
Ever?
ever.
Wow.
It's August 2021, and this is my first Zoom meeting.
I applaud that, man. You haven't missed much, brother. I think you've done yourself a good service by not being that plugged in.
So I'm more Zoom rusty than I am TikTok football rusty.
All
That's
right.
that's the iron that's the irony of it. So, but yeah, that's at Clayton Anderson NFL, and who knows where this goes. I'm just gonna. What's great is you got 3 minutes. You just say what you want to say, and believe it or not, like a lot of people will sit and just watch.
Yeah.
A lot of people are kind of over Sports Center. I'm not coming. I'm not trying to come on here to bash certain companies, but a lot of people are just over that format. A lot of people have their phone. A lot of people are at lunch, at work,
Yeah.
don't have time to sit and watch Sports Center on mute,
Right.
and they just get on their TikTok real quick. Boom, Giants at Washington football team tonight. Just an example.
Yeah. And that's why we're here, man. And we might as well like get launched off and up into the atmosphere with this thing. And speaking of football, our love, we aren't
I
like
know.
any other network, man. And look, we're wearing black t-shirts today, and you got baseball hat on backwards. They have freaking Kermit the Frog behind me, artificial
I
turf over there. Like we're
yeah
gonna do it different.
yeah. So okay, for the viewers at home, I did not Google this. I did not Google this. I did not find this on Google Image. I
Right.
went to Joanne Fabric and paid $60. That's right, $60. And I couldn't at the time. It's blue. It's green screen right now. But at the time, I couldn't literally get the tarp up on a type of device that would hold it. I got to go to Home Depot and build that. So what I did was I laid it out on the floor and then zoomed in with my camera and took a photo, and then that's where we're at now. So
Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Here we are, man. We're making 2021 happen our way. So
we're
let's
on we're on to Cincinnati. So
on to since oh, yeah, right. So let's do a
but
little week one like recap of sorts. Casual. We'll just sprinkle in some games. We don't have to talk about every game, but we can if we want to. Is there any particular specific place that or game that you'd want to start with? Do you want to start with the very first game in Tampa Bay? And
yeah, I'm a very timed, organized kind of guy. So I like to start off with let's go back all the way to a week to the opener.
let's do it.
It's the champs. It's You don't start talking about the Bengals. You got to get right back to Tom Brady. It's always been
Let's
Tom Brady,
okay.
but you can kick it off and I'll add from there. So
Okay, sure.
yeah,
It was look, most people, and I was on this wagon for sure. I'm like, blowout. My prediction was 34-10 Bucks. It's not even going to be fun. But I have some fantasy players that are going to benefit from this matchup. Yay, great. I might watch most of the game. Wow. Pleasantly shocked, surprised about one of the best. I was born in 1974, folks. This was one of the best games I've ever seen. And you and I were going back and forth, texting, going, "Wow, there was woes, wows. Is this real life? Is this game happening?" Like it was entertainment at its finest. What a way to kick off the season! And then, really, just flashing forward real quick, the rest of week one did not leave us in the wake of like this, like it wasn't anticlimactic. I mean, it kept its pace. What a great week one. But back to the Bucks. I was happy to see, and this is hard to say as a Jets fan. I was happy to see Tom Brady not only not digress, but dare I say, elevate his game yet again. Folks, I've said this on my TikTok and other broadcasts and stuff. Go buy Tom Brady's book. He clearly has a secret that he wants you to know. It wasn't a widely publicized book, but he's doing something behind the scenes, i.e., taking care of his body, mind, spirit, all those things in ways that most players, dare I say, people aren't doing. Go get his book. I haven't read it yet, but it's on order for me because he looked sharp. Clayton, did he not look sharp?
he did look sharp, and I already have the book. So if you want to read it after I'm done, but you don't want to do that. You want to give your $14 to Tom Brady.
I
He needs
do.
it.
I do. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Makes
he needs it.
he's gonna need it. Never be greedy.
Yeah,
But
but I think for Tom
no,
Brady, like when you like a post for him is like $1 million. Like, oh, someone bought my book. Like, it's not the $14. It's
just
that validation.
just don't ever catch him. Don't allow him to catch you saying something bad about him. That's all.
Hmm.
He wants you to fully believe in him. That's what I found out. It's like anybody who says anything bad about him, he takes it so personal, which is kind of ironic because if we would go into the therapy angle of it, it's kind of psycho.
I didn't know this about him. I didn't know that
No,
was his.
yeah, no, he takes. Well, remember this offseason that he was throwing shade at the team that didn't want to go with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
True,
remember
true.
that? How he was
Yes.
just.
Yes.
Remember how he mentioned like, "Oh, you taking that guy?"
Yeah.
Little harsher words,
Yeah.
but no. Let's get back on the field. I
Sure.
swear, I swear, it's all about Tom Brady. Um, I mean, it's like, what's the point of it of all other players even playing? Because they're not gonna. No one else is gonna get 7 Super Bowl wins. But you got to keep playing,
Yeah,
right?
man. You do have to keep playing, and it's a long season. And my prediction still holds true, and especially after week one, I picked the Bucks and the Titans, and we'll get into that to go to the
Oh,
Super
I don't
Bowl.
even.
And then we're gonna get into it because, folks, Clayton's a Titans fan. I spilt the beans, but we'll get into it. We'll easy, easy. So I still think that it's going to be Bucks and Titans. I have faith in that prediction, but the Bucks are definitely going to win. Anyway, moving on. That game. Tell me about not the Bucks. Let's talk about the opposition. How do you feel that team number 2 showed up to play?
For no practice and no preseason, pretty phenomenal. I mean, you got to remember too. All last year, we had no fans in the stands.
Yeah.
That's something I'll get into later. Every home team had fans, and they showed up and they were loud. And I think that is what also made Week 1 incredible, and it's going to make the whole season incredible.
Right.
It's almost like the fans were out for the year, fans tore ACL, got to come back next year. You know what I'm saying? Like all fans were banned from the game. So the reason I'm emphasizing that is it made a huge deal. A lot of home teams won this weekend. But you saw the Super Bowl against the Chiefs Bucks. There's no fans. It's the Super Bowl, and I was still losing interest.
Yeah.
Because there was no intensity.
Yeah.
I had some fear when that game came on and those fans were screaming. I had some fear come in me. I was just like, wow, this is insane. Like
Yeah.
there's so many people here. It's so loud. Like, let's do this. I don't care if this is Pop Warner right now.
Yeah.
So we were coming out of the desert with no water. That's so let's give it up for the fans. They really made this weekend incredible and really showed their value. With that being said, the Cowboys had to go into a full stadium again, and it's been since the end of 2019
Yeah.
since there was fans. Okay, enough with the fans. So the thing is, you're playing the Super Bowl champs on the Thursday night. You had no practice. Well, not much, with the shoulder. Shoulder looks good to me. It's everything else that's wrong with Dallas. That's the
Yeah.
irony of it.
Mm.
It's not Dak. The whole
Yeah.
time, what's great is the whole offseason, they were so worried about Dak's leg, right? And they said that in training camp, he got so excited that he was pushing his shoulder on day one, and that's why he got hurt
Mm.
because he was so excited to get back,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's that whole like, look, I haven't been back. When you haven't done something for a long time that you love to do, there's this your brain kind of forgets, and there's this high anxiety again. Like if you haven't done stand-up comedy in like a year, and that first night you do it again, it's intense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
intense. So Dak looked great. Shoulder looked great. It was everything else that was the problem. Didn't run the ball enough.
Mm.
Like that, like low attempts. I don't know what the attempts and yards were, but if you're going to beat Tom Brady, you you got to run. I know that they had a tough defense, but you got to like do toss sweeps. You got to do screens. You got to. Zeke was barely in the game. He was pretty much an afterthought.
Yeah.
And Amari Cooper looked great.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper looked great, and so did CeeDee Lamb. But CeeDee Lamb had some drops, and if CeeDee Lamb would have caught a touchdown, I would have $1,700 right now.
FanDuel.
On FanDuel. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Is
So,
it's such a rush. It's so hard to sleep after nights like that because you're like, just throw him the ball once, just once. And then boom, Amari Cooper, boom, Amari Cooper. And you're like, just once. I just need one. And maybe
Amari
make it in
Cooper.
the end zone. Yeah.
Amari Cooper.
Oh man. But I think they're making up for lost time last year because Amari was supposed to be, the lead dog, the stallion. And, when Dak got hurt, all those fantasy owners, poor folks out there, had a very lackluster lineup / season amidst the injury and the lack of production for Amari. But man, he showed up strong. You and I talked where we were texting about clock management too, and that goes to your point of running the ball, man. Like that was Dallas's game to win over and over again, and they just kept, unfortunately, albeit they look sharp, they kept handing the game back to. They're like, no, it's guys, it's your home opener, the Super Bowl, and all these fireworks and the big pirate ship. You take it. We don't want it. And you got this amazing kicker that people drafted really high in Zerloin. Yeah, right, Greg, right? And
yeah, I did.
And you did too, yeah. And what we didn't know until after the game was that Greg has been nursing a very, what do you want to call it? Annoying injury. And
groin.
And when you're a kicker, it's different when you're a middle linebacker. Man, you suck up the pain and you let the pain drive you. When you're a kicker, it looks like we've come to find out, that kicking is hard in the NFL, folks. It's not easy. That's why, like, these guys come and go. Like, it is a high pressured, very quick execution, discipline, like art. And there's power involved and concentration in the mental game. It's not easy. It looks like it's sitting on your couch, but it ain't easy to be a kicker. And when you have an injury, as Greg did, it affected him severely. I mean, he's one of the main reasons why they lost that game.
Yeah, kickers, you got to remember, kickers score half a touchdown. That's why it's so important. Kickers is half of your offense, in a weird way.
Yep.
When it comes to scoring, it's like we can't get a touchdown, we'll kick for 3. Yeah, he missed. Did he miss 2?
And an extra point.
And an extra point.
Yeah.
But I saw that in a couple spots. Once again, not getting your starters out there, and it's just like the reason the game was so good is because it was a sloppy, messy game. There was a ton of penalties.
Yeah.
Tom Brady threw. There was a fumble
twice.
Aaron Jones fumbled, and dude, he did not return after that.
Yeah. Yeah. They sat Rojo on the bench, man. So Ronald Jones fumbled, and then Chris Godwin fumbles when the game, like, oh, it's over. Here we go.
Yeah.
And then boom, the game's not over, and that's why we play, folks.
But also too, Fournette fumbled. No, it was technically an interception, but Fournette got butterfingers.
Right.
And that's a good play on Dallas. But once again, you're settling for field goals. So you had 2 turnovers. You could have gotten 14 points. You got 6 points out of it.
Yeah.
So, and then at halftime, right before halftime, Dak can't take that sack.
Right.
He can't because it was a 54-yard. But incredible game. I mean, the Antonio Brown 50-yard touchdown. Tom Brady still has it because also, let's flip the sides here.
Yeah.
Dallas's defense is still not great. They're talking about the Super Bowl. This team is probably 5 more wins. Last year was probably 5 more wins better with Dak. But is this team going to be 40 passes a game? I mean, that's how many attempts he had in that ball game.
Yeah.
Like you got to get the defense fixed, and you got to start running Zeke more. And if Zeke, I'm sorry, it's sink or swim for him. Like,
yeah,
put up or shut up. Like, are you done?
Yeah. And
So
that's a really good point too, because can you sustain that? Yeah, they looked electric, and uh, there's still question marks looming about Dallas. But for all you Cowboys fans out there, I think you can take a very relaxing inhale and exhale. Like, all right, we have a chance here. It's not going to be another debacle of a season. There's very, very promising
it's
things going on here. And to your point again, um, the wide receivers cannot sustain that. I mean, you got to run, back, back, back. Gallup got hurt, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're
well,
gassed in the fourth quarter. When you have running plays, yeah, the receivers are still, running, mini routes and blocking and stuff, but they're not flying and posting and fading and coming back to the huddle and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that I think they'll find their way. They don't have Zeke
yeah,
to make him a decoy and to not
yeah.
lean on him. I just think the coaches will tell you, we got into a certain rhythm when we got into a certain part of the game where the plan shifts and okay, all right, but you still have a healthy Zeke, man. And for you fantasy owners out there that drafted him, don't panic. Don't panic. There's still time for him to
No, it's
be,
just
yeah,
they get Zach Martin back. That's another thing.
huge.
They say that Zach Martin's the best player on their offense. That's insane. You have CD Lamb, Dak, and Zeke, and
That
he's the
says
best.
that says a lot.
That says a lot. Like, you don't hear a lot of people bragging about the offensive line.
Mm,
So yeah, Dallas is going to be fine because they're in a weak division.
mm.
So that's what makes it easy.
And I
I
think
think
that's go ahead, go ahead.
we should veer off into that division
Yeah.
and talk about some of the other teams in that division.
Yeah, let's
But
talk
no,
about let's do that. It's a perfect segue to spill into week one. Who played? The Washington football team. Who did they play again? They played
the LA. They play the LA Chargers.
they played the Chargers. I picked Washington for that game. I was excited about Washington. I love me some Fitz magic. And I felt like not that he was the answer, but they have a really good nucleus there, just all around the ball, defense, offense, the Antonio Gibson, Scary Terry, McLaurin, Chase Young. I mean, like the name Logan Thomas, the tight end. I mean, like, it's good stuff. I don't know how I feel about Rivera. I don't know. I was never a Panthers enthusiast or anything. I never invested time or focus into him or his coaching style.
Oh,
So if
I'm
you want to talk on that, that's fine.
I'm okay with Rivera.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it when Haskins last year showed up, a few games into the season and was not mentally prepared. He didn't care. He was a first round draft pick. They just cut him. Like, that was just kind of like, we're not playing around. Haskins was their second year future franchise quarterback, and Rivera let him go. Like, you don't cut a first rounder
Yeah.
the second year into his career.
Yeah.
So that's just like, I like that. It's just kind of like, we don't care who you are. If you suck, if you're not focused, what's funny is this is really the first time ever Rivera does not have Cam Newton, and somebody is out on the market right now.
I was wondering when that was going to come up, because the listeners and the viewers want to know, is Cam, or should Cam end up reunited with Ron?
Absolutely not happening. No,
No,
it's not
not a
happen.
chance.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I feel you're right. I feel like that ship has sailed.
That ship sailed. It sailed in Super Bowl 50.
Yeah.
When Cam Newton didn't want to fall on the ball.
Yeah.
When you still had a living chance. Got a pin here, but when you still had a living chance. Anyway, this is my issue. I started talking about the storylines instead of the game itself.
That's fine.
So Fitzpatrick, I got to get better at just focusing on the matchups. But so what's so great is the whole offseason we fantasized about Fitzpatrick, like, oh, Fitzpatrick, he's going to match up with this incredible defense. And they got McLean, they got Scary Terry, they got dude, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't know the offensive guys on the Washington football team. The Washington football team and players, there's just nothing. There's no names on anything.
Well, they ended up getting Curtis Samuel from Carolina. He's hurt.
That's right.
Antonio Gibson. I mean, like he's showing himself to definitely be the bell cow type running back that they hoped he would be, and is great in the passing threat game as well. And like as I mentioned earlier, Logan Thomas, their tight end. They have pieces, man, but the rest is kind of mildly. I don't want to say forgettable. No, no disrespect to anybody.
No.
But it's not it's not like those electric names like the Dallas Cowboys or like the Buccaneers. So, but what I feel like they had, and maybe I was wrong, was a solid core of something to work with on the offensive side of the ball. But
they're decent at a little bit of everything.
There you go.
Decent tight end. I don't know about the O-line because, dude, I mean, I know NFL, but I don't study like every team's O-line.
Who's got time for that?
I mean, the best of the best do, but yeah, someday I'll get to that point.
We've got other stuff to do, man.
yeah. I got TikToks to run. I got 2 of them going.
Yeah, 2 TikToks. How do you do it?
I don't know. But no. Anyway, so I picked the Chargers to win that game.
Yeah.
Not because I thought they were going to do it. I don't know. I outweighed. I was just like, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert's really good. He does remind me of Dan Marino. And
wow.
I got lucky. Yeah, that's a bold statement, but
so that's nice. Very nice compliment.
Maybe it's the white the white uniform. It kind of looks similar. The powder blue looks like the green.
Yeah.
He's tall. He's big. He rips it. And he was overlooked just like Dan was. So
okay.
What about Eckler? Eckler get you any fantasy points?
Yeah. It wasn't spectacular. I was panicking all week because they said, "Oh, his hamstring," and it wasn't the hamstring, the side, the leg that he hurt last year really, really badly. It was the other side, and I was like, "Go ahead."
Oh no, sorry. You got to remember, there's 4 first rounders on that D line. That's insane.
Yeah. And so I was like, let's see what happens. Like it finally found out like right before game time he's going to play, and I'm like, all right. And it was it was like 15 points, or maybe which isn't bad, dude. I had players that gave me goose eggs. Russell Gage from the Falcons, 0. Mike Gesicki, tight end for the Dolphins, 0. My Tampa Bay defense got me 2 points. My kicker got me like 3 points. My bottom half of my lineup got me a total of 7 points. You're not going to win anything. I mean, it was embarrassing. Scored the least amount of fantasy points ever.
Yeah, we can go down to fantasy later. Dude, I barely even checked. I knew I had Aaron Rodgers, and I knew I didn't win. Like,
yeah. That's a good point, man, to bring up, and we can get more into fantasy later. But people that don't draft a quarterback in round 1, don't draft them too early. But folks, if your quarterbacks on your teams shit goose eggs, like Clayton said, you don't even want to check your lineup. You're like, man, there's 20 points I'm not going to get. So I don't know about the whole strategy about not drafting a quarterback, because they actually get hurt less historically than running backs. And everyone's like, you got to get your running backs. Well, okay. Yeah. I can also get my running backs in week 2 when all the rest of them are hurt and I'm picking them up off the waiver wire. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I felt round 6 was fine to get a quarterback that was going to potentially get 30 a game. I mean, at that point, if I'm getting 30 points, averaging 30 points, give or take a week, and I'm getting into the 6th round, that's a steal.
Yeah, I think that's again, we'll get more specifically into Aaron Rodgers and fantasy, but I think that's like a Zeke pick right there too. I think you're safe there. I think there's going to be treasure to be yielded in your QB position, man, because Aaron's not done, bro.
Yeah, we'll say fantasy, but no. So now to recap, because we are Washington football team is playing tonight, so Yeah. It's a quick Thursday night game.
Yeah.
But no, now they have Heineke. I don't understand it. Heineke played well enough in that wild card game against the Buccaneers to deserve a starting job. I don't know why they. To be honest with you, I think it's a blessing in disguise. Fitzpatrick, look, just because Tom Brady is 40, whatever, old, and Tom, if you see this, I'm not calling you old in life, but you are breaking limits that are undefined right now.
Tom's gonna come for you, Clayton. You better watch out, man, because you know he's
Tom is-
tuning in. You know he's tuning in.
I'm 35, and because of my bad health decisions, I look older than 44. Tom is making me feel guilty. I gotta go run laps after this. So
he's so disciplined, man. He really is.
I gotta switch to avocado ice cream, man.
He looked sharp. Okay, we're stuck on that game. We're starting. All right. So Thursday.
So moving on.
We can flash forward because it's our podcast. We can do whatever the fuck we want. Let's
Sure.
flash forward real quick, then flash back, and we'll flash forward. So we're talking about Washington. We're talking about Thursday night. So the game tonight is the New York Football Giants against the Washington football team. I'm doing it again, and it might sting me in the side, but I picked Washington again. Before we go on, dude, let it be known for the record, Clayton Anderson is very good at making football picks. So I know you use your analytical prowess, but you also use your intuition, and you're really good at picking the upsets and stuff. I went 9-7 last week. You went
12-4,
dude,
and it really should be 14-2. And I'll tell you why.
We could always, we
if
always.
If I wasn't a Titans fan,
yeah.
If I didn't have the bias of the Titans, I'd probably pick Arizona because I knew that Tannehill was had no preseason, coming off of COVID, new offensive coordinator. So if I didn't have the two-tone shades on, I'd probably look at that.
Yeah.
I'd probably look at that and be like, J.J. Watt, Hopkins, give me the Cardinals in an upset.
Yeah.
And then last second Monday night game, because it was a Monday night game, there was the one game I just didn't like. It was the least amount of time I spent on studying it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. It was the tail end, Ravens, Raiders. It didn't jump out at me. Hey, there's the Raiders Stadium. That's great. The new stadium in Vegas, folks.
Woo! Welcome to Tatooine.
No. But in all seriousness,
Vegas.
that new Vegas stadium looks like a Roomba. The real one. It just looks like a giant Roomba is like cleaning the desert floor of Vegas.
Funny.
Anyway, so
it was nice to see that stadium filled with Raiders Nation, though, man. That was dude. That was. I mean, you talked about earlier the fans, and we're gonna keep bringing it up.
About.
Dude, football is football again because of that energy, man. That energy.
I'm telling you, I think the fans should be MVP this season. College too, dude. All of a sudden. I can watch a college game and because the fans, because dude, I watched football last year with no fans. It was brutal, depressing, flat. It was just wrong. It was wrong.
Can I share a quick college football moment with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is because it's to your point, man. I mean, this just exemplifies what you're talking about. I had never been to a college football game. I was spending some time training with a new company in Austin, Texas. I was there for a few months. And someone was like, man, you got to catch a game. And I'm like, hell yeah, I've never been. And I grabbed a ticket. I went by myself, and it was the Texas Longhorns, right?
Yeah.
Bro, the game that I decided to go to breached like their all-time attendance record. It was close to 100,000 people.
Yeah.
Like, what? Those numbers, it was like 90-something thousand people, right? Let me finish, right?
Oh, yeah.
On third down, it was insane. People were like, there's no way that quarterback could hear shit on that field. I was like, and I had no investiture in this game. I had no allegiance to any team. I just was there for the experience. I'm yelling because it was contagious on third down, right? Now, here's the story. A player from the opposing team goes down. Clayton, every single soul in that stadium, almost 100,000 people strong, put the hook'em horns up in the air like this, right? And it was the most silent I'd ever heard a group of people collectively come together. It was out of respect for the injured player that went down. They held up their horns high in the air until that player got up off the turf. It was like maybe like 5-6 minutes, but in solidarity, just kept it up there. No one was talking. No one was like going to the snack bar. Dude, it was the most beautiful and like it just transformative thing to me. I was like, whoa, dude, this is the power of what people could do when they come together and unite in a common cause. I mean, this
Yeah.
transcended football. This was like, humans, are you paying attention? Like this is like real power here, man. Like, wow. Anyway,
It's a rush. It was a rush. That week one college Thursday night, kickoff the week before week one of the NFL. I don't know. It was like Virginia Tech versus somebody, and I sat and watched half that game. I don't even care about Virginia Tech. I don't care about the other team, but the fans are so pumped. I think I was just excited to see someone catch a touchdown. I think it's that, and it's also like, I'm not going to get into real life drama, but out of all the years for sports, we're coming through an intense time where a lot of us sit at home now, not by choice. COVID has just run us rampant. I don't care who you are. It has caused some sort of discomfort. And I'm telling you, man, not just you, my other set of buddies, people on the internet were beyond excited that week one NFL was back.
yeah.
I was electric. I mean, okay, despite the Titans loss, that was a bummer, but it did not stop me. Did not stop me. I went on to watch the 4 o'clock games. I watched the Sunday game. I watched the Monday game, and the Monday game was incredible.
Incredible.
Incredible. I was just like, man, is Monday Night Football good again? Or I think it's just the fans are back. We're back. We're excited. I was so excited I had to start my channel on TikTok.
Nice.
So yeah, I think we have to lose stuff to appreciate it.
Mm.
Because remember just a few years ago, like we were dogging fans like, these snobby fans or sloppy fans. They're just a bunch of know-it-alls. But when they go away, the money goes away.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I think the owners realize like, yo, we better take care of these fans because there's so much entertainment now.
Yeah.
I don't have to watch football. I'll get on Twitch and live stream video games.
And you could hear it in every post-game, pre-game, any interview, man. The players kept saying, like, when the fans are gone, man, we miss the fans. Man, we wish the fans would come back. And when they came back, they're like, man, dude, what a difference. Like now the players love the fans. And I think we'll be connecting to fans in the way they've never connected and appreciated them before, man.
We've talked more about the fans in the games on this podcast.
We really have, man.
And so for the people who are like, all right, we get it.
All right, hey, let's get back into tonight's game.
Okay.
What do you got?
Yep. Go. So I'm just gonna cut to my bullet points. I like Heineke. Like I said, I thought he should have gotten the start this season. I like it better than anything the Giants are doing. They're a mess. They don't have to go on the road. So I'm going to take Washington football team 24-10. And I think that last touchdown from the 10 from the Giants comes late in like garbage time. Oh boy, when you already have question marks on the O-line.
Yeah.
Before the season started, they had question marks on the O-line of the Giants. Oh, okay, question marks. Okay, well, we'll match up question marks with 4 first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
on the D line.
It might be messy, man. I don't think
4 sacks. I think we're gonna get 4 sacks tonight.
I don't think Washington had, especially because it's hard to recover from the loss of your starting quarterback, your guy, especially when he's so magnetic like Fitzpatrick and such a leader in the locker room, and guys just love him, man, because he's funny, he's engaging. He loves to play. He loves to be with the guys. I think that coupled with the fact that the Chargers are for real,
Yeah.
that team didn't get to shine in week one the way we may get a chance tonight to see them shine, man.
But see,
Go ahead.
I'm already pro Heineke.
Yeah.
So I already like this kid, and I think he's probably looking at this like, this is my opportunity again, and I'm gonna have to show them again that I'm legit. He's a mini gunslinger. He doesn't sling it like Fitzpatrick. But what's kind of great was, it's kind of better that you lost Fitzpatrick early, and now you can start the whole season with Heineke. And if Heineke can take these next 8 weeks and get them at the 6-2, or even like 5-3, they're not going to put Fitzpatrick back in.
Yeah.
Now if he goes 2-6, then he's coming back in. But Heineke needs to show tonight, you don't need to assign a veteran quarterback. I'm going to take care of it. So there are things to watch in this game.
Yeah.
Also, too, Saquon Barkley's questionable. Daniel Jones cannot stop turning the ball over.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm over it. Like, I'm over Daniel Jones. So why on earth would I ever pick him to win a game?
Yeah. I don't.
So it's sad that your backup quarterback is better than your first round draft pick quarterback that you traded up for.
Yeah.
So
I feel that this Washington this is a conference game. These are rivals, man. These are rivals. So
I mentioned on my TikTok that whoever goes 0-2 is goodbye. Like,
yeah, it's I'm not betting heavily on this, but I feel there's going to be a fire that the Giants will not be able to put out.
I just feel
this evening.
I feel bad for Giants. I feel bad for Giant fans, man.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, wait, where is this game? Where is this game? Is it New York or Washington?
No, it's in Washington.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. Even more so, man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And also, too, how dare you, NFL, for even putting this on week 2? Like why? We don't want to watch this.
Hey, man, we've said that about a few games so far this year, and they've turned out to be fucking magical, man. Tonight might be another blockbuster. I'm hoping for another blockbuster, man.
Yeah. So we should go over week 1 a little more because
let's do that.
Okay. So we'll keep it in the division. So the Eagles looked impressive, but they also beat a bad team.
Okay.
And that's something that we need to remember. So if they can beat the Niners this week, okay, now we got something cooking here.
Did they beat a bad team, or did the Eagles just fucking outcoach the Falcons?
A little bit of both. The Falcons are a bad team.
Matt Ryan looked as bad, if not worse, than Aaron Rodgers did.
I'll be honest with you. You had a chance. Pick 4? You had a chance to get Justin. You had a chance to draft Justin Fields, and you might be regretting that for the next 10 years. You took Kyle Pitts because you thought Matt Ryan was going to be good. Matt Ryan sucks now. He's not the man, dude. He's done. I think he's on the level of Flacco. He's just not, and he didn't look the same about Julio. You could just tell like Julio Jones ain't there, and we'll get into Julio and Titans later. But
okay, do you feel like Matt hit that wall?
I think he's hitting the wall now. Yeah, it doesn't matter about age.
What did you call it when we were talking earlier? The Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees wall. Did he hit it?
Oh yeah, I mentioned this on the TikTok video. Yeah, just because Brady has done something that no one has ever done, still be playing elite in your mid 40s, doesn't mean everyone in their late 30s get to do the same, because they don't take care of their bodies the same. They're not married to supermodels that know how to take care of their bodies better. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rivers has like 17 kids. Rivers has as many kids as his jersey number.
It's a lot of children. It's a lot of children.
I don't think he's worried about avocado ice cream. I mean, Brady's got a couple kids, but when your wife is a supermodel who also runs like a multi-million-dollar business, she's in her 40s and looks phenomenal. So I think he got a little bit of the diet advice from her. She's probably like, yeah, don't eat red meat. There's an idea. Don't eat your vegetables. There's an idea.
Yeah.
I know something about beauty. Get good beauty sleep.
No,
Turn the lights off.
no processed carbohydrates. No, which is hilarious that Tom. I mean, I guess everyone's got to get their payday, and we could get on. I could get off into a whole rant about this, but Tom, why are you pushing Subway? Come on, like
Because the joke is he doesn't eat bread.
this.
It's that. It's like, hey, get it, guys. He doesn't eat bread, so he's eating at Subway. And then I don't know. It's money, advertisement.
Okay.
This is last. Well, no, I love it. Tom is I call it coming out of the Patriots closet.
Because he was high. He had to hide as a Patriot. Yeah.
Yeah. He had to. No, man, I
You're a
love
good
this
little
new
soldier.
Tom. No,
Yeah.
no. When you feel the warmth of Tampa Bay. Oh, by the way, we're both living in Orlando, so just let folks know. So we're an hour away from the greatest quarterback of all time.
That's enough. That's enough
All right,
distance, and probably enough talking about Tom Brady, because my inner Jets fan is starting to like boil a little bit.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. All right. Anyway, so back to the older quarterbacks.
Yes.
Rivers and Matt. We can go ahead and put Matt Ryan on that list. He looked terrible. He made the Eagles look like a top 5 defense.
I'm really going to be interested to see how Philadelphia shows up this week, because I want to think, wow, man, the Eagles have a new coach. Jalen did look smooth, like butter, baby, like just poised and relaxed, and like the game was coming to him, like it was all in slow motion, man. There was one move where he just kind of like hopped in the pocket, made just a little lateral hop, and it was either his severely great peripheral vision or he felt the presence of the rusher, and I was like, that's a differentiating marker right there. That's what makes a quarterback go from good to elite, is when you're feeling the flow and the force, and you're Jedi mode, man. And
you know what? Oh, go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is I'm interested to see how it translates to their next matchup. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. What did you want to say about this game?
Oh no, this goes from last matchup to this next one. Jalen looks and reminds me of an Alex Smith, but athletic. And when I say Alex Smith, that's no diss.
Hey, he had a great career.
Once after those 5 terrible years in the beginning of his career, once he got gelling, or once he got to Kansas City, I should say, once he got to Kansas City and figured it all out, like his second half career was phenomenal. But Jalen Hurts ain't gonna. I'm so tired of this. Like, you got to have a cannon, and it's like you're not throwing the ball 3 times from the 20 to try to get, like, who has ever threw 3 Hail Marys in a row from the 20-yard line for an 80-yard bomb? It's nice to have, but that's not how you run an offense. You'd rather have someone who, give me dink and dunks all day. That, once again, that kills clock. That's more snaps that the defense has to go through. It's going to win them. That's why the Patriots were the Patriots. They'd rather just dink and dunk you with little tiny passes, and then and run the ball.
Just dissect you, man. They just like rip and fucking shred you, man.
That's the whole point.
Precision. It's precision and percentages and all that, man. It's methodical.
Jalen doesn't have the speed of Kyler Murray or Lamar Jackson, but dude, he'll just pick you apart, and that is enough. It's the old torture, the water drop torture.
Yeah.
It just, you tie someone to a chair, and water drop just keeps hitting them. 2 hours, 3 hours later, you're gonna go insane. Like, you're gonna be like, we can't stop this. Like we're exhausted. So they did it to Atlanta. So Philly looks good. Like, they were supposed to be the worst team in the league, and they're looking a lot better right now. So
how about these potatoes? How about the fact that the Houston Texans don't give a flying fuck balls what you think of them and what their season is going to look like. Wow. They are showing up. I know it's only week 1. They face the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are new, and they're an expansion team that have never played a football game before. Blah blah. And Urban Meyer's a college coach, not a. Shut up! Like seriously, man. Like it's still football, and that team showed up. They're playing together. You can see and feel that they're well coached, and they respect their coach. And Mark Ingram, how it's amazing. If you're not paying attention, folks, one man can lift the team and carry it all the way to the playoffs and beyond. And I'm not saying that the Texans are going to do that, but he is such a good leader. He is such a great force to have. And it looks like he's winning the starting position to be the RB1 for the team. But the players love him. He's like, hey, man, we're here to win. We're here for each other. And he's great in interviews. I've seen him on a few different broadcasts now, and he's always been this way. But don't count out the Houston Texans yet, because they want to play. They're not going to tank the season for some whoever, whatever. They're going to play to win every week.
Yeah, you know what I loved about this team? And once again, what I loved about this matchup was people got lazy. Because people don't know anything about the Jags. But now I'm not saying, like, look, you do your homework, But I am a Tennessee Titans fan. As much as I know about the Titans, I know about the Texans and the Jags and the Colts. Okay? They're my arch enemies. And I just looked at it and I was just like, first off, I don't like Urban Myers. I think he's doing this for clout. He's doing this for, oh, look at me, I can get in the NFL. And I'm going to have Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence did not look good. He had some moments. But you got to remember, third stringers. To me, the Jags did not look great in the preseason. They don't have great receivers. They don't have decent. Well, I mean, Robinson's a 1,000-yard back, but still, it's just your defense is absolute trash. And I looked over at Houston. I was just like, veteran quarterback,
playoff quarterback, mind you.
Yeah, it didn't win, but.
Still.
Yeah, still. Right. But I look at that. Like, I've watched the NFL for 20 years. Give me a quarterback at home with a crowd who is trying to desperately hold on to his career, and the only reason that he's got screwed was in Buffalo, they just didn't like him. They felt like they needed to upgrade. Okay, he goes to Cleveland, gets hurt, Baker takes over, goes to L.A., doctor screws something up, which was terrible. Like something happened to him after that week 1 game that he won.
Right, it was an injection that just punctured his lung or something. Yeah.
Punctured his lung, poor guy. And then so in a way, you're sitting there like, man, it's not like he sucked. How does the NFL? How do you bounce to 3 teams and not kind of suck? It kind of reminds me of Kurt Warner.
Yeah.
Like when he went to the Giants, Kurt didn't suck. The Giants were terrible, and they decided to start Eli midway through. He goes to Arizona and almost wins another Super Bowl. So my point is Tyrod Taylor. It's almost like, what's that famous saying? Give me your weak, give me your hungry, you're wounded, or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that famous saying? Yeah. That's what the Texans remind me of. They remind me of a Pro Bowl team from like 5 years ago. Like the Denver Broncos running back, Lindsey.
Yeah.
He their 3 starting running backs is David Johnson, Lindsey, Ingram.
Yeah.
And what's great is you have all 3 of them, so they're staying fresh.
It's nice.
It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
They have Brandon Cooks, another journeyman that got bounced around. Dude, that guy got traded from New Orleans, from New England, to the Rams, to the Texans.
Dude, you're like me, man. You love a good story and a good underdog, man. Like we're talking about Taylor Heineke, and now we're talking about Tyrod Taylor and Brandon Cooks and Mark Ingram. Like you like, I think that's the hopeful romantic spirit in us both, man. Like we want that phoenix to rise from the ashes and to be like, my story's not over yet.
Well, that romantic story put up 37 points,
Yeah.
and you look at that and your eyes pop out and you're like, oh, I think we're kind of overlooking the Texans, guys.
Mm,
Okay, like they could have not showed up. It could have been a Jacksonville blowout, and we could have been talking about the epic. Oh, NFL, look out! Here comes Mr. Urban Myers.
right, right.
Nope, nope, nope. Urban Myers got his you know what kicked, and I feel bad for Trevor Lawrence. Like, why couldn't he just go to the Jets? Like,
Oh, easy, Tiger, easy.
no, Lawrence with the Jets was what's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to win those two games.
Did we dodge a bullet? I don't know. I
No,
think
no,
I think I think he'll
I
still do
think
fine.
no. I like Lawrence. He's on a bad. I'd rather see Lawrence with the Jets. That's
Wow, really?
no, because it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, true,
Because
true, true, true,
because
true.
because the Jets won two games. You got Wilson, but
Yeah.
we'll get into the Jets in a bit. But no,
Will
good for
we?
them. Yeah, on your show, we'll get into the Jets.
Hey, hey,
I'm
it's
like taking over your show.
it's quickly becoming our show,
It,
and that's the way I hoped it
it,
would become.
yeah.
Maybe
But
you'll have a good enough time today to want to do this again next week. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
I don't know, man. I got a lot of meetings and no, I'm kidding.
You look like
But
such a coach with your headset on the sideline there, man. I love it.
I know. I just need a little.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Oh my
exactly.
God, that's
Oh,
it.
we got it. Oh, wait, we got the. Oh, we got it.
Oh,
We
that's
got.
it. There it
All
is.
right. I
Hey,
feel like I'm working.
talk to me about the Cincinnati freaking Bengals.
Well, Chase. I want to call him Chase Young for some reason.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase
Yes.
can catch a football, so that's good to know.
I think the
And
scouts did. I think the scouts
I
probably did
think
their homework on that.
I think we're gonna be. I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And he caught a phenomenal 50-yard touchdown from Joe Burrow. You got to remember, Joe Burrow wasn't throwing him the ball in preseason. Joe Burrow looks at the Bengals and goes like, thank you so much. You gave me the best wide receiver that I had in college that I won a championship with. Like you talk about that storyline, they're going to be tied to the hip.
Dude, man,
Young Chase and Burrow.
you made a quick reference to Dan Marino earlier, and so maybe you planted a seed. What this is reminding me of is some amazing football I watched back in the 80s, when Dan was throwing the ball to a certain Mark Duper, Mark Clayton, Nat Moore. He had weapons. Now, Dan was great, but he had weapons, right? Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Dude, that's scary.
Yeah,
That's
Tyler
that
Boyd, dog. Yeah,
dude, that's
and don't
three wide receiver ones. Like,
and don't let's not forget Mixon. He was a lot better. They were saying he was supposed to be the next Le'Veon Bell. Okay, he had a couple bad years,
but
but
he's
they
also on
stuck
a
it out.
bad team and like old
But
coaches and old energy and like Joe got
no,
a
no, no,
bad
no,
rap. Joe got a bad rap.
no, no. They're with a new coach.
I know, I
They're
know.
not. Yeah.
Yeah, now.
Oh yeah. Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
Joe, you gotta. Yeah.
go ahead. Joe falls into this quick. Let me hit this real quick, even though we said we'll talk about fantasy later. Joe falls into that funny category of, and I told you I have a conspiracy theory that all these fantasy experts get together in this room and they have a secret meeting and they're like, all right, which players are we going to throw under the bus so that secretly in our leagues, we're going to draft them. Let's see. Let's go Joe Mixon. He's going to suck. Miles Sanders, Adam Thielen, Debo Samuel. Yeah, there's probably a few more, but those are going to be our top four. If you had those four people on your team, you may have set a record for points in your fantasy league in week one. So, like, stop with the I'm an expert, don't draft this guy, I'm a know-it-all, blah, blah, blah. Folks, trust your guts when you draft. Go with your
It's
intuition and what you know and what you love. Stop listening to all this clatter, chatter, the yada, yada, blah, blah,
there's
blah, blah.
you show me your if you show me money, I'll show you an agenda.
Right.
What I'm saying is that if the talking heads come on your TV and go like, you must draft this guy It's because these guys have millions of people watching them. They
Mm,
have a reputation on the line. They're not going to tell you really who or what they want is they want you to buy their premium package. Like
right.
they'll give you the basics, like, oh, that's a good guy. And you're like, oh, okay, I'll give you a couple of sleepers. But they, they're they've got their guys. I mean,
D-
they've got their sources. I mean, some of these guys work for ESPN, so
Listen, the point that you're making for me is this. Not any, maybe one. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math or the research. I don't care. But historically, what I've seen is on the major networks that I have on a mute on the background right now in case something hilarious happens. Um, Nobody is doing what you did in week one. Ain't nobody going 12-4. Nope.
well, actually, I'll
Because
be honest.
because you're not afraid to make the tough decisions. You're not afraid to say, I think the Jets are going to win. Like not that you did that in week one, thank goodness. But seriously,
No,
you're not
no.
afraid because you base it on a lot of things, not just one or two or three things. You base it on a lot of things that are outside of you too, like the fans and energy and feel it. And it's not just X's and O's for you. And again, it's that fearlessness where you're like, I actually think this team's going to win, and I'm not going to look bad or think I'm going to look bad calling them out and putting them up here on this pedestal. That's what my heart tells me to do. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it's really not just it's not like heart. It's just I've watched I've watched the NFL for 20 years. I know a thing or two. It becomes kind of predictable, and the variables and the odds tend to always play out. Actually, it kind of gets a little boring. Like when I made my picks, to be honest with you, I looked at it like this: Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Everyone who doesn't live in the area of Pittsburgh and who does not have a Pittsburgh hat or jersey in the United States wasn't picking Pittsburgh. Everyone and their mom took Buffalo. And I sat there and I was like, guys, it's not a heart thing. It's not a storyline thing. It's but Pittsburgh wins in week one. The last time Roethlisberger got hurt and was out for the season, they still went 8-8. They've had an entire offseason to rest up. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take Pittsburgh for the win. Because think about it like this: do you take who's the head coach of the Bills? I always
Uh,
forget. It's Mick.
what the fuck? But oh my god, total blank. You put that. I'm
Whatever.
always. I see his face. Like, how do I not know his name?
Yeah, he looks
Uh,
like he looks like Bill Burr.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's Bill
if
Burr's
Bill Burr
stunt double.
if Bill Burr was running the Bill Burr was running the Buffalo Bills. No, that guy. It's like, do you take him or do you take
Sean McDermott.
Sean McDermott? I knew it was a Mick. Do you take Sean McDermott or do you take Mike Tomlin? You take Mike Tomlin.
Do you
Like
take Sean McDermott or Mike Tomlin in a wild card playoff against each other?
it all depends on what happened in the season. How many injuries
Okay.
has the thing is that Pittsburgh
See,
fell
there's
off a
so
cliff.
much to consider. That's why I said
Yeah,
you pull from a lot of different things, man. It's not just
yeah,
it's not cut and dry for you, man. But because you've been doing it so long, and you said like there's this effortlessness to it almost. It's because I think I think one of um uh what do you want to call it? Like positive forces that you bring to the table when it comes to this all is that you are in such allowance of all the information and like you bring it all in and then the answer's so clear for you.
yeah. It's kind of weird. I'd like to. I would like to make money off that incredible power. Um,
Go for
if
it.
I had the sports books, I could have totally put money on Pittsburgh and won right now.
Mm,
It's just like I said. I should really be 13-3 because the Raiders. I almost picked them, but something inside me was like, I misread it, and I was like, no, the Ravens are good. So what's funny was I'm never going to pick. I'm never going to make a pick out of fear. I said on my TikTok videos, I said, man, if Pittsburgh wins and I take the Bills, I'm going to be kicking myself all week. And then what's funny was they were down by 10. That's
Mm,
what's nuts. They were down by 10, and I was still like, they're still in the game. But if the Bills were gonna get by 17, then I knew it's over. But they didn't. They let them
yeah,
hang around.
yeah,
Special teams matters. Special teams matters. Let's go ahead and just talk about the game.
yeah.
The punt block changed everything. The punt block changed everything. Once
Uh,
once they got that punt block.
we're talking about the Raiders game, right?
No. Sorry, the Steelers Buffalo.
Oh, Steelers Buffalo. Sorry. Okay. All right.
Yeah, my bad. Well, no, we'll get to Raiders Ravens. That was a wild one.
Whew.
But
All right.
no,
So
just
I
I
didn't
was
get to see any of that game. I didn't even get to see the highlights of the Pittsburgh Buffalo game. So take me through it, man. What?
Oh, okay. So opening kickoff, the Bills take it to the 30, 70-yard kickoff return.
Yikes.
And you're sitting there thinking like, oh my God, did I make a mistake with taking the Steelers? Because I was sitting there like, oh my God, they're on the 30. Like this game could already be over. Maybe Buffalo, maybe this is a new era. Maybe Pittsburgh's not good anymore. But in my mind, I was like, no, they're still good. Until Roethlisberger leaves, they're going to be competitive. So they take a field goal. That's what's nuts. You get down to the 30 and you walk away with a field goal. Like Pittsburgh's defense ain't going to let you get down there again. You're 30 yards away from the end zone. First, you should have finished running that baby into the end zone, or you should have got a touchdown. And it just, what they did was Josh Allen, his little trickery, the way he'll like sit in the pocket. They figured that out. They're like, no, we're not going to give you anything up top. And they didn't blitz him. They played more coverage in the backfield, and it forced him more time to just goof around. You really got to see the highlights. It was such a weird game
Yeah.
because eventually it was 4th and 1, and the Bills have the ball. I think they're down by like 3 at this point, and Allen flicks the ball back to the running back, 5 yards. The
Okay.
running back catches it, and there's a defender already like stopping him. And you're just sitting there like, are you trying to do a trick play on 4th and 1? You can't be serious right now. You just need to QB sneak it or get him off sides or run the ball down the middle.
Right.
You don't need to be doing some goofy. When you see it, you'll be like, that's so stupid.
Right.
So yeah, I just think the Bills. I said going into this weekend, the Bills and Browns were a little bit too hyped. The hype was a little inflated, drinking the Kool-Aid a little too much.
You
in
said
Cleveland.
you said the Bills and the Browns,
Yeah,
which
I
leads me
said that.
to
Yeah,
which
yeah.
leads me to
So
my next question, and that is that game, Chiefs Browns. But it sounds like you're saying that the Browns were a little too hyped up. They didn't show up for that game.
no, they were hyped in the form of like people going way too. Once again, I felt like people got lazy and they were picking easy games
I got
when
you.
in reality they don't take a moment to consider there's a 53-man roster of grown men. Like
Right.
just think about that for a second. Like
Right.
the Steelers ain't no chumps, dog.
Yeah.
They're you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know where in your right mind I'm gonna go against Pittsburgh. Okay, that's probably not gonna end well. Pittsburgh fell off a cliff last year. This
Right.
ain't last year. They've had all offseason to sit there and stew over their collapse
Right.
because they were 11-0. They should have been the number 1 seed in the playoffs, and they fell off and lost 5 of the last games. But anyway, going back to Cleveland, and
Yeah.
also too, remember Cleveland beat the Steelers in Pittsburgh last year. That was
Yeah.
a big win. They knocked out Mahomes, but guess what they didn't do? They didn't knock out Mahomes in this game.
Let me stop you for a second. I have one more question about the Pittsburgh game.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about old man quarterbacks. How did with what you saw, how did Big Ben look?
Well, they said that in the off season he got on a diet and he lost some weight, and
Okay.
he said he was feeling good. He said that he went more vegetarian or something like that, and he was rejuvenated, and he got into the preseason and he was slinging the ball, and he said he didn't feel as bloated and chubby, so like he was good to go. Going back to
Hmm.
all that diet stuff you talk about.
So maybe he bought Tom Brady's book, man. Look, folks, it's all I'm gonna rant for a second. It's all about inflation. All these injuries are about inflation. There is an international crisis around this topic that we're not talking about. The NFL launched an investigation on hamstring injuries. Why are there so many hamstring injuries, soft tissue injuries in the NFL? Let's find out. Here's the answer, guys. Save all the money. PayPal it to me. It's inflammation. If you get everybody on the Tom Brady diet or something similar to it, tell them to stop drinking soda, stop drinking beer, let them all smoke weed during the season. Now they're allowed to. I didn't know this, Clayton, but they're allowed to now enjoy cannabis and plant medicine after the season's over. But as they dial up closer and closer to the season, they get randomly tested for it. I didn't know this. And there's like fines and stuff like that. They don't automatically get suspended or whatever. There's like strikes and whatnot. I guess the Players Association negotiated this because of the legality of cannabis in certain states and everything, blah, blah, blah. But start testing them for alcohol and Doritos and Taco Bell. If you want to run an organization, you're going to pay someone zillions of dollars, make them buy into the culture of, hey, during the season, you're going to eat this, that, this, and this. Okay. And this is what we're going to stock the capital. You don't even have to buy the food. We'll provide it for you. If you eat this, and this, you're going to get fined. You're going to get, let's make it ridiculous because they're not allowed to play basketball. They're not allowed to play certain sports. It's in their contract. Food should be in there because all these injuries that are decimating the league, ACL tears. Oh my God, with the Achilles, these are non-contact injuries, man. Inflammation, rant over.
No, you're right. But if you it become a dictatorship, that's the only thing. This is America, and unfortunately, because of our freedoms, we can eat our garbage. But there should be more of an awareness.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. There should be more of an awareness. But Doritos and Mountain Dew and Budweiser, those are all big sponsors. So
get new sponsors. Fucking Home Depot. Let Home Depot be your sponsor.
I don't think Ted's Farms is cutting it on a Sunday, man. Like,
look, man, let Toyota be your sponsor.
Not playing devil's advocate. I'm just saying, how about at each facility you have like a healthier cafeteria?
There you go.
Like,
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I like what you said. I like what you said. Awareness. I mean, I was just being silly, getting up on a soapbox.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Bringing heightened awareness and really focused presence to this topic and educating the players. They're always like, oh, we'll design different helmets. We'll make the turf softer. But let's work from the inside out.
Yeah, but a lot of older veterans, when they want to stay in the league, they learn, hey, I gotta get a better diet. So,
and sometimes I think it's a little too much too late. But all right, so we shifted gears from Ben. Sorry, I just needed to know what you thought of how Ben looked, and thank you for commenting on that. But let's shift into Browns Chiefs. Another game I only got to see like quick clips on one of the networks. So what you said, there was a bunch of hype, like too much hype, like what, the Browns are going to the Super Bowl again. I don't think people were like, they're definitely going to beat the Chiefs, but you're saying that the hype was this team is like ready.
It was Super Bowl hype. And if you're going to have Super Bowl hype, then you better beat the Chiefs. That's all I'm saying. And they didn't beat them. They almost beat them, but almost doesn't cut it because Andy Reid knows how to hang in a 12-round fight. And they goofed up, man. I just think sometimes this team, they started out great. They went for 2 points in their first touchdown. They got up by 8. I think they realized, I like that. I like that. I like that aggressiveness. Screw it. You know that you're not going to keep the Chiefs to 3 points. Go for two. Get 8. Mess them up. Get another touchdown. Go for another 2. 16. Get another touchdown. Go up. Get another 2. That's 24 points. That's a free field goal. You realize that? If you get 3
Point.
touchdowns and 3 successful 2-point conversions, that's 24 points. You get a free touch. You get a free field goal out of 3 touchdowns. So what was weird was they didn't go for the 2-pointer on the second touchdown because at one point it was like I think 15-6. So that odd number thing, I think the odd number thing really came back to bite them. But they had the gas on the pedal. Chubb fumbled like in the third quarter, and that really let the Chiefs back into the game. And the Chiefs also too. It was interesting because okay, you knocked Mahomes out last year, right? This is what people don't notice. And I'm not telling people that I'm spotting things that the whole world doesn't see. Like, other analysts noted this too. So it's just like, because you knocked out Patrick Mahomes in the second quarter of that divisional game, you forced the Chiefs to completely change their offense.
Yeah.
And it was almost like victory by injury. Well, now Mahomes is fresh, pissed off from a Super Bowl loss. You weren't going to win that one, dog. Like, you just were not going to win that one.
Yeah, he had that Brady magic. Like, if you left 2 seconds on the clock, and I said this about the Dallas game, if the roles were reversed and Tom had Dak's 2 seconds on the clock, he would have somehow found a way to win that game. Whether it was some crazy like Hail Mary hook and ladder, whatever. Because these guys like Mahomes have that magic. They have that will to win at all costs. They never give up, man. And it's not even that they don't give up. It's that they have this inherent belief in them that if you leave me time on the clock, we're going to win this game.
And not only just belief, but look at what they got. Tom Brady has Antonio Brown, and he's got Gronk and a few other people, but Mahomes has Tyreek Hill.
Travis.
Not only is his mind believing,
Yeah.
but he's believing so much like, hey, I could Tyreek, like, okay, at one point they were down by 10 points. And Mahomes just went like, okay, we're down by 10. We need a touchdown right now through a 70-yarder to Tyreek Hill. That's where they save the bombs. You don't throw 70-yard passes 3 times in a row in your first drive. You wait until you're down by 10 in the third to be like, we need to immediately get back into this game now. Right now. So here we go. You just go as far as you can. And the defender totally played the player and not the ball. And, and that got him back in the game. And then Chubb fumbles. And then, you know what Mahomes doesn't do? Mahomes doesn't throw an interception with like 3 minutes to go. That's what Baker did. Baker panicked.
Yeah.
He panicked. It was 1st and 10. I don't understand it. It was 1st and 10. And he feels this defender on him, and he starts running, and he starts tripping, and you're throwing the ball as you're falling down to get picked off. Like, no, you can't. That's inexcusable.
Yeah.
That's inexcusable.
We live to fight another day, man.
Stupid. It wasn't 4th down.
Yeah.
So
he knew it. He immediately knew it. Like,
now, I would say if they had, the issue is that fans and maybe some analysts, what happens is that their optimism for the Browns blinds them, and God forbid they take not the Browns. So their optimism for an upset, see, that's the difference between my upsets and other people's upsets. Other people think the Browns are going to beat the Chiefs because they want them to. When I picked the Steelers to beat the Bills, it's not because I wanted them to. I don't even root for Pittsburgh. I just looked at it more like, I like Pittsburgh more in this. That's why my upset worked compared to wanting the Browns to beat the Chiefs.
Right.
Okay, well, give me a list of reasons. Well, they have Odell Beckham. Okay, well, Odell Beckham came up limp. Like they. To be honest with you, don't and look, it's not all Browns bashing. They came out great. They went for the two. They were running the ball. It was great. But if the Browns want to get to the Super Bowl, they got to get better on defense, man. Because that defense, it was nothing special. I didn't see Clowney popping Mahomes for a fumble recovery touchdown. So I just like look. The Browns will beat the Texans at home this week. That's a little prediction giveaway.
Yeah, we're gonna get into week 2. I was just about to say
So,
I look forward to
so anyway,
what your thoughts are there. That's gonna
so
be
anyway,
I think that's gonna be a good game.
yeah, I know we've still got a lot to cover, so that's all I got to say. So Browns
Yeah.
are still going to be fine,
Yeah.
but they're just that tier underneath Cleveland.
Let's make
But
sure, and I appreciate that.
oh
I
no,
think
no, I
that's
mean tier underneath Kansas City. My bad.
I knew what you were saying. I like that assessment. So let's do this because we said we're going to give ourselves unlimited time. If this is 2 hours, it's 2 hours. But as you well know, you and I could talk for 4 or 5 hours and go, holy shit, what just happened? So let's make sure that in week 1 we talk about at least 2 more games, and we'll start with that's right, the Tennessee Titans.
Oh God, I've been in a good mood.
Well, I knew
Well,
I want to get you back there, but I'm like, we're gonna
yeah.
have to go through the storm to get back to the sunshine. So let's go through the storm because you were look, man, and I won't share total specifics, but I knew to stay away from you on Sunday. You were pissed, bro. You were ready to give up being a Titans fan. For I mean, and understandably so. But I was like, man, don't talk to him till Monday because I know how
Well,
much I know how much you love this team.
I, I was
So
busy too. You got to remember, 8 games on. It's hard. I don't really talk to anybody on Sunday. Like you got 8 games on. Like my brain can't. I can't take too much. Because like you got fantasy, you got daily.
yeah,
So what happens is when I sit and talk to people texting, that's what I'm doing. You got 6 days to do that,
yeah,
and then all the games are on for a particular time, and all of a sudden you're just touchdown, and you miss it, and you're like, why am I sitting at a
yeah.
bar watching this if I'm sitting talking and texting? Because I have friends who will just.
Oh,
I will have friends here. Give me 1 second. I got a phone call coming through. I gotta block that. Okay, still there?
yeah, yeah.
All right. Because I'll have other friends that will just keep texting me and keep texting me, and I'm like, hey, like, I'm kind of busy right now, so
Yeah. Maybe shut your phone off on Sundays, man.
I have it in airplane mode and it's still ringing. I don't
Oh
know what.
shit. Are you a doctor? Like, is there an emergency where people have to get a hold of you on something
No,
like
I'm
Clayton, we
actually.
need you to come perform an emergency,
Quick,
blah
we
blah
need you
blah
to.
to me or something.
We need you to come watch this football. Like, no, just I'm useless. I got no doc. I'm not a doctor, but
So tell
what
us
was I
about the
saying?
heartbreak, man. Give us the breakdown, man. What happened in this game?
So I'll tell you what happened. It all happened before the game even started. You. Oh my gosh. Like,
Here we go again.
keep.
Dr. Anderson, paging Dr. Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get to the phone right now. Dude, I had this in airplane mode. Like I thought the whole point. And speaking of airplane, you're in more in airplane mode with where you're at right now.
Dude, I'm in my private
It's-
jet, baby. Come on. I went from the Millennium Falcon to my private but anyway, go ahead.
So I feel like I told my friend, look, when he starts talking about Titans game, call in. No,
Please, for the love of God, call it.
so here's what happened. Um there Tannehill got COVID in the week 3 of preseason. So that was going to be the game he was going to start in preseason. They didn't play him for the first 2 preseason games. I don't know why. I don't know how you just didn't want to get him out there and get some type of practice,
Yeah.
So training camp, phenomenal first 2 preseason games. I think this team got lazy, cocky. Mike Vrabel just let it a little too loose. I don't understand. I think they were drinking the dark horse Super Bowl run a little too hard. Like, you don't practice at all. Henry doesn't practice. Taylor Lewan's coming back from an ACL tear from last year. The offensive tackle that gave up all those sacks.
Yeah.
First game back, Chandler Jones gives up 5 sacks. Tannehill hasn't practiced, no preseason at all. He comes off the COVID list 3 days before the game. And there's an article saying, like, Tannehill practicing on the fly with just a couple days before the game. Well, it showed. It showed. And also, too, it's just one of those opportunities where one team has no practice, another team was just ready to go. And to be honest with you, even if the Titans were ready to go, if they got preseason action and were like crisp, I don't know if they were going to beat that Cardinals team. That Cardinals team they were a buzzsaw, and we came out with nothing. Also, too, Titans have a new offensive coordinator. He made some bad calls. That fumble on the 5-yard line, he called a bootleg fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, fake it to Henry. And then Tannehill went back. No blockers. No blockers on that play. And that's why you saw Chandler Jones come and, Tannehill loses the ball, and it's 7. Now it's 10-0.
I'm concerned.
There's no practice. It was rusty, and you could see it. The team just came out completely flat.
Can you help me feel better about my fantasy lineup? Because I drafted Tannehill and Julio Jones. I spent some really. You can't make me feel better.
I don't know. I don't give you false hope, but
you don't feel like with practice and angelic chemistry, like they'll get it rolling.
Yeah, they will. Tennessee.
I didn't get to see. How did Julio look on the field? Did he look sluggish? Did he look like
it looked like they went out drinking the night before.
Wow.
Everyone, not it's more of a metaphor. Not saying they.
No. I understand.
They just look like they didn't show up for the test. I don't know. And that's really, once again, that's Mike Vrabel's fault. What is wrong with you? I mean, I'm talking the whole roster looked like they just were not mentally prepared.
He didn't have his team ready to play on Sunday, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I think it's because it was a lack of practice, no preseason. That's really what it was, and a new offensive coordinator. It was just so many things.
Why do you think they couldn't run the ball with King Henry?
No. The starters hadn't had any time to come together. They've been sitting out. Taylor Lewan is coming off an ACL tear from last season. Henry, it's predictable.
Right.
It's predictable. First play of the game, -1 yard, pushback. Now it's 2nd and 11. The next play, Derrick Henry for 1 yard, 3rd and 10 now. You're putting this offense, you're so predictable that you're running Derrick Henry up the middle that, and also too, Arizona just had more push. You got to remember J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
They have some dogs on defense, and they just were getting off the hat. What do they say that? What's that saying? Getting off the hat, or they were just getting off the ball.
Yeah.
They were, once again, it just looked like they just spent the night drinking, showed up, and just were like, this is Pop Warner garbage, man.
Yeah.
Because all aspects of the game. We didn't even talk about the defense. Defense was non-existent. Couldn't get any pressure. Kyler Murray running around, doing what he wants. Every 3rd down, it'd be 3rd and long, first down. 3rd and long, first down. 3rd and long, first down. It was just a terrible game. It's really one of the worst effort games I've ever seen, ever. Even the 2-14 Titans weren't that flat. So,
man, and I just
Kicker missing extra point, missing field goals.
yeah.
So
I'm putting this on. I'm personally putting it based on what you've shared me. I didn't get to see the game, but based on what you're sharing with me and what I'm feeling is I'm putting the majority of this on Vrabel.
oh, it's got to be 100% Vrabel. But I also believe that maybe this is the best thing that happened. They seemed like they were embarrassed. They were embarrassed, and the fans were embarrassed.
Yeah.
I remember they started booing.
Wow.
It's week one, and you're already like booing at home,
Yeah.
like because you got us hyped. You went and got us Julio Jones. Julio Jones and AJ Brown did not catch a ball until like 5 minutes in the second quarter. That's unacceptable. You can't be going on Twitter and being like, I think we're the best receiving core. Oh yeah, you caught the ball at 5 minutes in the second quarter. That's not the best receiving core to me.
Yeah, dude. I kept tapping my screen on my fantasy, and I'm like, why is it? I'm like, is this thing need to update? There's no way that Julio has 0 points. Why does Tannehill have negative 1.88? How is he in the negative? I'm like, what is happening here? I'm tapping the screen. I'm like, something's broken on the fantasy football.
So the best thing I did was I got so angry that I went to a bar to go watch the games, and I went to another part of the bar where the Titans game wasn't on because I requested it.
Oh shit!
And I told him, I said, you can turn it. And I thank God I did because they only scored another touchdown after that.
Yeah.
So at halftime, I said to them, you can turn it to something else. And other people in the bar like, oh my God, look what Arizona's doing to Tennessee. It was just like, bro, you have everyone else other than the Jags and maybe the Lions, who are just terrible teams. We were a playoff team last year, and we're coming out here looking like the Jags and Lions. It was embarrassing. Like, I was embarrassed as a Titans fan, and I'll be honest with you, it was so bad. It almost ruined my week one, but I chilled out and I was like, no, I'm going to enjoy these 1 o'clocks. I'm going to enjoy Buffalo Steelers. I'm going to enjoy Kansas City. So it's fine. It's fine. I don't see them beating Seattle.
We're gonna get into that.
So I don't know. I'm okay with the loss. I just don't want to see 38-3.
Right. Like I feel that's going to be an incredible game, hopefully. And if they go down 0-2, they go down 0-2, but at least show us that sparkle of what I predicted to be a Super Bowl team. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but I also said I went out on a limb and I'm like, they're going to beat Buffalo in what's going to be dubbed the Music City Miracle Part 2. Like it's going to be a game, and they're going to get to there's going to be a crazy play, and you're going to see Tannehill running down the field.
Buffalo does play at Tennessee later this year, so maybe it'll be Part 3.
Furster's going to throw a reverse lateral over to Derrick Henry, and who's going to throw it to Savage of all people down the sideline, which we didn't mention his name, but that kid looks amazing. Talk about electrifying. Like I know it was preseason, but wow.
Yeah, and what's great is this coaching staff didn't even put him in the game. It's like, oh, good job, everyone. Can't even put. I mean, you're down 38-13. You can't even put in the good running back. Maybe they want to save him. Maybe he's a secret weapon.
Well, thank you for that breakdown. I know it was hard. So let's shift gears and now let's make me depressed. I should probably change the virtual background for this one. Clayton, I didn't get to go out and watch my game, which made me really, really sad.
What is it? The city just drowning in
It's the city drowning in absinthe.
Yeah. So I'll let you take this one or should I be asking you the probing questions now? Like,
well, yeah. Ask me some questions. I only know what I saw as far as highlights are concerned, and what I can tell you as a Jets fan, and what I know of our new head coach and all that stuff. But yeah, go ahead. Ask a question, Chelsea. I'll do my best.
Is Wilson going to get through the season with that kind of O-line? That was scary. That was scary.
Look, I think I'm talking on terms, more like spiritual terms here. I think that certain people are energetic, and lifeline matches to injuries, for stemming from childhood trauma. I don't know if Zach Wilson is going to be one of those quarterback that lines up for perpetual injuries throughout his career, which is a blessing, in Jets disguise here. So, and what I mean by that is I think he's going to. We'll use the word luck here. Um, uh, Luck out a few times, and have some like really like cringe-worthy moments where you're like, oh, he's done, and then he rolls up off the turf, and you're like, wow, like thought that was going to be like career ending, let alone, yeah, he's going to feel some heat, man. I do think though, and why they drafted him and they were so high on him, and we only know what we know through the whispers that we catch on the wind from the other networks and stuff, but behind the scenes, I think what they have seen in him, and they believe in him, is that he is super smart, very, 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 very sharp, not just cerebrally as it comes to the game and the reads and how the plays are unfolding, but also his presence in the pocket, like that whole Jalen Hurts moment I told you, where he just like Jedi shifted, and I think that's going to save him from disaster. That being said, will he make it the whole season? I think so. I think he's going to. I don't think he's going to have that unfortunate Burrow moment.
But no, it doesn't even have to be a ACL tear. It's just like it's just
Right.
more like you're not even giving this time. You're not even giving this guy time to get the play going.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
running. Yikes! Like that.
They're gonna have to work with what they have more and more expertly. And like to they're gonna have to play the Patriots game, man. They're going, as much as you may not want that to be your style, while you have the pieces on the chessboard that you have, you need to play to those abilities. And they just lost their huge house of a offensive lineman, Becton. I don't know how long he's out for, McHale, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know what his injury was,
But
but
shoot, I mean, if it was bad, I guess it can't get worse, right?
so, and I mean,
Like,
every NFL
they,
team's dealing with juggling that. We talked about the
yeah.
Cowboys getting their chess piece back, and we'll see what they do with that. But I really think they have, we're talking about electrifying
No,
running backs. They have this kid, Michael Carter, that I think they're easing into the system, and he's got to get, there's so many things people are like, just hand him off the ball, like Latavius Murray on the Ravens. He just got signed to a team. He doesn't know the playbook. Just give him the ball. Yeah, how did that work out for you? Like, yeah, he got a
yeah.
touchdown, but you didn't win the game. And these coaches and these systems are ingrained in like this gospel, like, you need to learn the scripture before we can just unleash you on the field to protect you and to give us the best chance to win. And people are like, put Michael Carter, and I was like, Tevin Coleman, because he's in love. They're in love with each other, the offensive coordinator Tevin, because they have history together. They're like, I believe in Tevin, and that's great. That's a great story, and giving Coleman a chance at this part of his career to still get a paycheck and show his value, not just to the Jets, but maybe even beyond that. That's great. Okay. But at some point, like the Justin Fields thing, man, you have to roll the dice and go, let's put Savage in on this play, right? let's let's just try something different. Let's not be predictable. The Jets have a history of being predictable, and for some reason it's in the water or something, because we have a new head coach again. Like, don't run the ball up the middle. It's not working. Like, third and
Um,
three, run up the middle. Third and three, run up. Like, be creative. And there's moments where you say, like, it's silly to get too fancy. You overthink 4th and 1, like quarterback sneak, or like you don't want to run that play maybe that other people, that the entire stadium know you're going to do. And that doesn't mean get too fancy. That means pull that little thing out of your pocket and go, guys, Z Velcro 27 dive left on 3. And they're like, and people in the huddle are like, ooh, that's a cool play. It's not too fancy. It's not like high risk, but like it's that one play you pull out where the defense is not going to be ready for it because they don't even know it's in your repertoire. Like,
I mean,
just
it's just like just do a jet sweep, do a screen, do a flea flicker, something that's just going to throw it
yes,
off. But man, when
yes,
you sit in a base formation and you're just, well, we're gonna outpower you. It's like, okay, that's fine. If you can outpower somebody, then outpower them. But if you're not out scheming them, if they know exactly where the running back is going, you're not doing anyone favors other than the opposing team.
yeah,
So it's just like that's the difference between Dallas going back earlier to like see you got a team that's running the ball too much and it's not working, and you got a team that clearly should have ran the ball because it would have worked a little better. That's not to sound hypocritical, but that's the difference.
yeah.
If you're running the ball and it's predictable, stop running the ball. If you're passing too much because time's run out, because you're with Brady, it's all about we need to make this game as short as possible and keep him on the sideline. Okay, how do you do that? Run the ball, run it well, figure it out. If you're the Jets and you're just trying to run the ball, the Titans, and you're just trying to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, it's like you're not playing Tom Brady. You're not worried about the time. You need to open things up.
Yeah.
So, but no, I will say like the second half of that Panthers game was okay because that's when I think they had some halftime adjustments
Settle
and
down.
they settled down. Well, I think they kind of were like, okay, we need to be hitting this a little bit better, and they kind of abandoned the run, and they were like, okay, let's just start chucking it. Like, let's relax. We're already down by like 16. I remember it
Your
was 16-0,
dude,
and
your boy had an incredible day, Mr. Corey
I was
Davis.
just about to get to him.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Corey. Yeah, I know. Corey. I think Corey's in a better system. He's not in a heavy based 2,000 yard a year system that he was in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I just think he was a bad fit for us. Because dude, he almost busted it out. Remember that long pass
Yeah.
where he almost like if he would have just kept his feet, he's to the house.
Yeah.
So Corey this might be his big year just because he's in a new place.
It was
And I
nice to
think
go ahead, go ahead.
he's rejuvenated. I think he's going to become the one.
Was it nice for you to see that he found a place that he could shine as a previous fan?
Yeah, because it by him having a new jersey on, it feels like I could see his talents again.
That's cool.
With him having the Titans jersey on, it's just this dread of like, oh, hope he doesn't drop it.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't drop it here. But
Yeah.
I don't think that now. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, and he found him Corey had 2 touchdowns on the day.
Yeah.
So that was great. I was impressed by that. But also, where's their second round draft pick Moore? I didn't see him. They tried to get it to him, but
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to see the game. I know he had a few looks, but
yeah,
it's hard to be a receiver in the NFL, man. I think it takes some time to like get your feet, get adjusted, and
it's hard. It's hard when you're throwing 20 yard post routes
yeah,
over a safety.
yeah.
Get him a little.
Get
Well,
him
I'm
the ball
saying
in
it wrong.
space. Get him the ball in
Just,
space. Yeah,
just throw an L. Like,
yeah,
just get him out there. Throw him a little screen. Just throw him in the linebackers. He's a tiny guy.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like, Corey Davis should catch the 30-yard pass past the
Yeah,
safety.
I think their
I
chemistry.
just thought it was bad. Just bad play spots.
I
For
think
him.
their
So,
chemistry was a little off because they didn't have their starting wide receiver core, which was supposed to include Keelan Cole and Jamison Crowder.
oh
Um,
yeah, Mums. What happened? Mums too.
Mims was
Yeah.
obsolete. Yeah, he just
So,
and yeah.
but
Again, I think when they asked Robert Sala, about that, and he kind of threw Mims under the bus a little bit. I think it's just because like and okay, this is the way I explained it. They put Mims, he shifted into a different role because of the absence of the other 2 receivers. And in the role that Mims was in, he needs to be responsible for knowing all of the routes, all of the plays, everything, as if he was an X, a Y, a Z, and an L player, whatever letters they put on it. And he was struggling with having that knowledge and that sharpness as it pertained to the system. So that's why they weren't able to go to him as much, nor put him on the field as much, because he wasn't knowledgeable enough of what that responsibility entailed.
Yeah, and we learned on Thursday night from Amari Cooper that if you're sharp at route running, you're going to stay in this league.
Yeah.
Seriously, like that was some of the best route running. That's why CD Lamb didn't go off. So anyway, so yeah, we didn't even talk about the other side of the field here.
Right.
We didn't even talk. Now here's a story. Okay, we did the X's and O's. I mean, dude, it's nothing against you, but the Jets do it to themselves. You knew this was a revenge game for Sam Darnold and Robbie Anderson. You knew it.
I was waiting for you to say it. I know you love the revenge game. You love revenge games.
I love them. I eat them up. I don't know why. I don't think players take it as personal. Some do.
Yeah.
We got a nice revenge game coming up in week 4. Some Buccaneers up in New England, but we'll save that. Yeah. But no, Sam Darnold, that was a little more personal because you blew 3 years where they didn't want to help you, and instead of trying to help you with the second overall pick, and I'm not gonna lie, man, like Sam looked good, and I know Wilson's gonna be good, but right now Sam looked good.
Yeah,
and he has Christian McCaffrey, and yeah, he had is it DJ Moore? He's got Samuel, the little wide receiver.
Samuel's gone. He went to Washington.
Okay, then that means he's got more.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I like this Panthers team, but also too the Panthers. I know that it was Wilson and the Jets, but the Panthers defense is getting better. So that was just a tough. The NFL did that. They were like, "Oh, wouldn't it be great?" Sam Darnold out the gate. Now the Jets are playing at home to New England. I feel bad for Wilson because Belichick loves playing rookie quarterbacks. Yeah. So it's not going to be good, but they have a chance.
We'll get to that pick. We'll get to that pick because we're gonna I think to close the podcast out, we'll fly through our picks for this coming week.
Sure.
And tonight's game, we'll recap that.
Yeah. First episode, man. It's always just like.
Oh yeah, we're all over the place.
Yeah, but some other games from. No, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Other than that, I was just gonna say week 1 was phenomenal. We didn't even talk about Justin Fields, I guess because everyone else is talking about Justin Fields. I just wanted to say, like, it's great that Justin Fields gets to sit and learn, but at the same time, the Bears do not have the quarterback to make a playoff run. So you are essentially wasting your season by starting Andy Dalton. And there should be a small leash. Don't make him sit the entire year. Like, if you're 0-4, you got to start Fields. You cannot you cannot do this. You cannot draft a player and trade a future first-round draft pick for him and then sit him and then tell your team day in and day out through practice for a 17-week season, hey, we're going to start Andy Dalton all 17 games. Dude, you're going to have people like, yo, I'm not putting my body knowing that we have a guy who's going to be phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is this is causing a big stir in Chicago.
You know what I've noticed? I've noticed that on the networks where they have to say certain things certain ways and be robotic and wear their shirts and ties and blah, 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 that the guys and the ladies that haven't played football seem to be saying the same thing versus as far as the Chicago debate's concerned. They're like, well, I think it's great. It's that whole Patrick Mahomes sits behind Alex Smith thing. Like, it's great. He'll learn the system, blah, 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 blah. Conversely, the players that have become commentators, analysts, et cetera, are like, no, dog, he needs to get on the field. Like, nothing compares to experience as being on the field. get him on the. He's like, if he wasn't
Well,
ready, you shouldn't have drafted him. Get him on the
if
field.
if Andy Dalton would have stayed in Cincinnati last year and would have even made them 9-7, and say they missed the playoffs, but they were almost a wild card team, I'd be like, you know what, give Andy a shot. He didn't. Week 5 with Dallas, CeeDee Lamb, Cooper, Zach, they win like 2 games. It's like that right there should be like, I don't want anything to do with that guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just because you tell somebody, hey, you're going to get the start here, things change.
Yeah.
Guess who also was told they're going to get the start? Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And he didn't. That's just how it works. So I don't like it. I think Fields needs to start by week 4.
I think that
you're gonna,
Wall. Yeah.
You're going to have riots.
I think
Chicago.
Wall. I agree. I think Chicago's a tough city, man.
I just came from there. It's tough. So,
and beautiful.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Beautifully tough.
Yeah, there we go.
So toughly beautiful. Yeah.
I think that Wall we talked about is very, very definitive as it pertains to a quarterback specifically in the NFL. I think when you hit it, you've hit it. Like, and there's not much saving you aside from a situation where like Peyton Manning came and basically, I mean, the entire team was on cruise control. All he had to do was like not fumble the ball, type of thing. And yeah. Like that was a well-oiled machine. But most NFL teams aren't as well-oiled as that Broncos team was when he won that championship. So here's the thing. I think we're talking about another quarterback here with Andy Dalton, who was a magician at times and had to do a lot with a little bit in Cincinnati. But I think his days as a starter, a quality backup quarterback like a Joe Flacco, for sure, man. Someone that you can, hope won't make you look too embarrassing on Sundays. But he hit the wall. Do you agree?
Yeah, his last chance was 2015.
Okay.
And he got hurt
6 years ago.
6 years ago. Well, it's amazing how some things drag on a little too long.
Right.
2015, they actually won the division. They were hosting the Steelers. He got hurt. McCarron came in, almost won the game. But due to, that was that crazy penalty game and knocking people's heads off and stuff like that. Burgess, I forgot his name, the crazy linebacker. But
perfect. Vontae Perfect.
Vontae Perfect. Yeah, that was that perfect playoff game. They had the game wrapped up. They lost the game. 2016, 17, 18, 19. You keep Dalton for 4 more years. What is wrong with you, Cincinnati? It's just like sometimes I just feel like the Bengals just don't care about their fan base, man. Right. But anyway, that's why. And so he's just like a bad odor that's just stunk around. And he wasn't good in 16. He wasn't good in 17, 18, 19, 20, 2020. He's in Dallas. What are the odds that Dak gets hurt? He's got better weapons in Dallas. He goes to Chicago. The weapons are not as good in Chicago. But here's what's crazy. The weapons would be good with Justin Fields. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it changes everything, man.
It changes everything.
Someone said recently, I don't know who it was, but it was a player that said a quarterback will make your offensive line play better.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the moment, I'll say this. I'll say this. I picked the Bengals to upset the Bears because they just look better.
I did too.
I think we're all gravitating towards that. I don't think we don't even want to watch Andy Dalton in another drive. Unwatchable. And you watch. He's going to start this whole game and lose the game. And that's going to be personal to him because that's the Bengals,
Oh.
And then come weeks 3 or 4, the first drive Justin Fields comes in, he's going to score a touchdown. And then the fan base is going to wake up and just be like, right. Here we go. Oh my gosh, we don't even care. Like, let's do it. Yeah.
And then I take Tannehill at the top of my little computer screen and shift him all the way down, and then and then push Fields all the way up because that's who's on my bench. So I'm just waiting. I'm waiting,
Yeah,
man. Like, come
it's
on.
it's coming, man. It's coming. But anyway,
Okay,
I know
let
we
me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
gotta hit some other stuff up, but
Let me ask you this. We're never going to have enough time to cover all the games from week one. Before we move on to our picks for week 2 and tonight, what other game or games do we need to talk about, because it's hot fire for you, man? What do we got to talk about?
so we just I cannot believe we didn't even talk about the Packers, but we got to mention it just because the whole offseason Jeopardy, going on Jeopardy, telling the press why he felt the way he felt, and them getting rid of old Packers the way they did, telling off and then telling everybody, oh, everything's fine, we're good. It's like, no, you're not. You blew the whole off season, and then you come into the camp. You don't have one start in the preseason. Sounds a little familiar, right? Like someone down in Tennessee.
A little
It
bit.
just those practices and preseason games matter. They matter. So, yeah, because they like when you don't do something for a while, when you don't go to the gym for a while, like what happened to me. I quit lifting weights for a while, and I feel sluggish. I don't feel the same. That's how offenses work. Offenses is about timing, man, rhythm, getting up to the point. They just kind of went into that stadium sluggish, like, eh, it's dude, it's Jameis Winston and the Saints. How bad could this be? And the Saints were looking at this like, hey, if Jameis can do his part, we can do our part, and we can take care of business. Like, I think the Saints got better with Jameis because Drew Brees' arm was starting to fade. And good job for that's more of a feel good story of the Saints than the disappointment of the Packers.
Hell yeah, man. That was so good to
So
see. Jameis even looked a little slimmer out there too, man. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like, whoo.
but you have Kamara, you have great players on the defensive line,
Right.
and I guess in the secondary too because they picked them off, on the goal line. But yeah, so I just wanted to hit that one up real quick, and we'll see the development. I think the Packers are still going to win the North because the North stinks. The NFC North.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think the only other game really was, I mean, every other game was like 1 o'clocks were like, Niners, Lions,
Yeah.
stuff like that. The 4 o'clocks, the major 4 o'clock was Browns. Yeah. So I guess the only other game was that Ravens Raiders. It was just wild,
All right,
wild the way it ended.
let me ask you this before we move on.
Yeah.
I have because we've been on quarterbacks today, so why not? Has Aaron Rodgers hit that wall that we've talked about?
No, I still think he has it.
Okay. I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree for the record.
No, I think he still has it. I think he's going to be kind of like a Brady part 2.
Okay.
I think he still has a couple more years in him. I think it's more rustiness, laziness. The house is divided in Green Bay. You could tell.
Yeah.
Even though he's wearing the Green Bay Packers jersey, he's thrown to the Packers wide receivers.
Yeah.
There's this like divorce.
Yeah.
And you can feel it. I'm not even a Packers fan. I can feel it.
Yeah.
He's got his mind on his next team for next year. They're not in the present moment.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
I think though, I agree with you. He hasn't hit the wall. It'll be a good, I mean, it's not going to be a, 14-2 season type of thing or whatever, but they'll make the playoffs. He's going to play. He loves his players. He loves his teammates. And so I think at the very least, he's going to show up for them. And he's a very prideful guy too. So, and he's going to want to get paid next year. So, that said, yeah, I would look for some special things in Aaron, because he looked as bad as Matt Ryan did, sluggish, old, confused at times. But like, I think, like you said, it's different. Matt's hit the wall. I think Aaron still has plenty of gas in the tank.
Matt needs to go to a new place. That's the only getting yourself off the wall he's
Yeah,
going to do now.
yeah,
I think Atlanta's just cooked him. He's fried.
yeah. I like that.
But
Let's go to week 2.
but okay, cool.
Yeah, let's
So
do
yeah,
it.
yeah. We won't be on too much longer. So
So okay, before we go on week 2, though, I forgot something. We got to talk about the Monday night Manning megacast.
but before week 2, back to week 1.
Right. We keep
No,
forgetting stuff.
it's it was epic week 1. There was a lot to cover.
How do you feel about the Manning megacast?
I love it. Finally, I think ESPN had to get knocked from their high horse and realize that the internet is changing everything.
Yeah.
And if you're not up to speed, okay, 20 years ago, everyone was watching ESPN. Now everyone's doing this, what we're doing.
Yeah.
So if we're trying to study and talk, we're now doing the exact same thing you are. So what's the only thing you can bring? You bring us the Manning boys. Give us the Manning brothers. That's the only thing you got left. We don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith again.
Oh God, I can't stand that.
Right. You're nauseated the moment you even just Stephen A.
Stop.
If this becomes a clip on First Take, nothing personal. It's just ESPN. It's ran its course. And Fox Sports too, with Nick Wright and stuff. It's just like, let me tell you again how great the Chiefs are. It's like, we get it, the Chiefs are great, but I'd rather just watch 8 other dudes on YouTube.
Right.
At this point.
I
can't stand it.
I can't listen to another broadcast of Chris Collinsworth telling us all how he would have caught that ball in that particular instance and how you gotta catch that and how I'm always right and everyone else is always wrong. I just can't. It's so irritating. Like, stop it, Chris. Stop it.
Screw it. We got time. Let's go over this. Let's talk about these analysts. Then we're gonna get into the Peyton thing. then we'll get into week 2. Don't worry. It's not gonna be another hour. Trust me. But
I don't trust
you. Yes. Okay. No. Never trust me, folks. The moment I say trust me, run.
Right.
That's all.
Because you're in for another hour of discussion.
Well, I got a lot to say about Chris Collinsworth and Brian Gumbel.
Oh, your favorite.
My favorite, Brian Gumbel. Oh boy. So my point was ESPN, people are just not, back in the 90s, you would turn ESPN on and what was it? It was the jingle, right? It was Dana Patrick. It was why am I drawing a blank? I draw more blanks when I'm live. Stuart Scott.
Yes.
It was Stuart Scott and it was Dana Patrick, right?
Dan Patrick. Yeah.
Dan Patrick. Patrick. Yeah, I was thinking of Danica, but Dan Patrick and Stuart Scott. It just made you feel like, hey, this is a cool channel. Like, this is awesome. It's sports, and that's all it is. Now it's just like, and I think it's great that women are talking more about sports and more about football. That's awesome. That's not an issue. It's really not. It's become fluff. It's just become like 5 talking heads. And it's the same thing. It's just LeBron James and it's the NFL. That's all they got. No one wants to talk about baseball. No one cares about baseball.
Right.
No one cares about hockey, tennis, all this other sub. And that's great, but it's not enough. Like, baseball fans are getting there since ESPN has clearly like made baseball not the meal on the front burner. Baseball fans over the years have gone to somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, people will leave. Yeah. And anyway, so on a lighter note, because I've gone on a crazy tangent, but I like it. It's refreshing. It's different. I've always liked the Manning boys. I've always liked Eli and Peyton. They're funny. They got chemistry. And also, too, I mean, look, you got 4 Super Bowl wins between them. And I thought that was cool. And what's crazy was we got an epic ending.
Yeah.
And
Russell Wilson.
With Russell Wilson, man. But Russell Wilson we didn't even talk about Seattle Colts. Yeah.
Oh shit, we didn't. I like how they kept saying, like, hey, Russell, can you stay a little longer? And he's like, yeah, kids are in bed, man. The wife's at an event, like, all right. And then they're like, hey, Russell, we're going to overtime. Can you still hang? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. I'll get to the playbook before I go to sleep tonight. And Peyton's like, yeah, I just checked my contract and I'm not getting paid for
Yeah,
overtime.
yeah.
So I'm going to go grab a sandwich. See, to me, that was at first, it was bumbly, stumbly. It was weird, kind of like our podcast, like just trying to figure it out and like get some repetition. Like the Titans stumbled in week 1 because they didn't have a lot of practice. They didn't have that chemistry pop, and they will though. They're still going to Super Bowl. But anyway, my point is I almost turned it off because I'm like, oh man, this is a little awkward. I'm like, it's not flowing. I hope it's not like, Peyton saying exactly what Eli said he was going to say, like monopolizing the broadcast and telling Eli why he's always wrong, because that's just going to be just, I don't know, not entertaining. But I knew you would love it because they're two quarterbacks that can talk expertly beyond any other tandem out there about what the defense is going to do or what they are doing, and also what the defense should do and what their prediction of the next play is going to be and how they would change it and stuff. I'm like, that's kind of cool, man. I didn't know they were going to have special guests on the show. And I tuned out for a while because I had some other stuff that I was doing around the house. But when I tuned back in, that's when Russell Wilson was on. I'm like, oh shit, are they going to be doing this every week where they have like surprise guests? The answer is yes. So that's super cool because that adds a whole nother just delicious layer to the flavoring of it all, man. And I liked that it was like casual. It wasn't guys wearing suits and ties, and they were, they had their living room set up with all their different screens and stuff. And I just thought that was cool because, like you said, it kind of embraces the future of what celebrities can do and might be doing, and not just celebrities, people like you and I, and that whole at home just creation of plugging into something and offering content in a whole different way. So again, it's not 3rd and 3, let's run it up the middle. This whole megacast for me was, ooh, something exciting and new and not predictable.
Yeah. It's the way of the future. It's using your technology. We're not watching Sports Center anymore to get the scores. When we got the game on the TV, like ESPN is a hollow shell of what it used to be.
Yeah.
And that's partially Disney too, but that's another conversation. But
Yeah.
yeah. Hey, we'll take what you love and make you not love it anymore.
I mean, I think the thing I loved,
Anyway.
like you said, I loved most were the characters, the personalities, Chris Berman, Keith Olbermann, like Kenny Mayne, like all these guys, they were all like, they had an edge to them. And I think that the network just like shredded that sharpness that they had, and they doled them out.
Well, things were starting to get more PC, and
Yep.
they didn't want all males. I mean, I think it was all males. There was a couple, female, which I agree. It's time to turn the page, but it wasn't like it was raunchy.
No.
When it was mostly men.
No.
It just, they knew their audience at that time was mostly men in the 90s, and that's what they did in 2000s. And then, but you would turn on the internet is what ruined them, really. It's like I watched NFL primetime at 7:30 because I didn't have the internet at the level that it is today.
Yeah.
Where you could literally, for anyone who has not lived in the early 2000s, you literally could not watch highlights on your computer, let alone your phone, on your computer, like with that quick of a. There's just no YouTube,
Yeah.
that fast of access. So
Right.
You would watch NFL primetime for an entire hour just to catch all the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games that you didn't see. So.
And people could follow you and I on our sports channels. Mine, by the way, on TikTok is John_with_A_J, because someone had John with a J for some reason. I don't understand it. I'm John with a J. You're not John with a J. So anyway, find me John with a J or John Pepe Comedy. I have another one called the Bodie Bros. So I have 3 TikTok channels. I'm juggling, having fun. But like I was saying, is they can follow us on TikTok and they could get sports in 60 seconds. Like if we want, we're not offering that, but there are people out there that would be like, all right, man, here are your scores for week 1. Redskins. Oops. The Washington football team. Oh no, I'm canceled. Right. The
Oh man,
Washington
yeah.
football team wins. The Jets win. The Titans win. The Raiders win. Boom, boom, boom. And you're like, all right, I got my winners. I don't need to sit on the couch. And I could walk around a lake or through a garden or a woods or a meadow and get my scores. I don't need. It's almost like a healthier way to get your injection of that information versus sitting in front of the big boob tube and getting that. And ours commercial free. We're not going to push poison down your throats here on the Sports Screen Podcast Network.
Yeah, I can, with the NFL app, because I have a cable provider, I can watch the game tonight on my phone.
Nice.
So why do I need to go to a sports center?
Right.
So anyway, that totally veered off into a whole nother. That's like an off season.
Yeah.
Once the off season comes, we'll talk about the odds ball
Okay.
stuff.
The
like
last
that.
thing, you're right. The last thing I wanted to mention about the Manning megacast was, I think it would be. I love it too. I think it would be interesting, exciting. I don't know if they're doing this yet. I didn't see it whilst I was watching, but if they added an interactive element with the fans, and like they pulled like a lucky winner to come on screen, like they did with Russell Wilson, and maybe once a game, like some fan gets to win, because I think this would elevate engagement too, and viewership for sure, and they get to like pick a play or say, and if they get it right, if they call the play or whatever, they win something. I think that would be awesome and get a lot of people excited about being a part of it.
It would get more fans in. I think it was smart of them to get a current player who just threw 4 touchdowns.
Yes.
On the Colts.
Yeah.
By the way. Flew back home and is now on this live. And I was like, dude, I was just watching Russell Wilson on TV throwing the ball. Now he's here. It kind of keeps the like, hey, we're gonna have one player that's still active in the, because Peyton and the only issue is that Peyton and Eli are now no longer existent in the current NFL.
Right.
So that could get dated. You know what I'm saying? But still.
Yeah. No, I love that. You're right. I'm glad you brought that up. I think bringing a current player is freaking awesome, man, because they can speak to the current state of the game like nobody else can.
Yeah, and it also just goes like, hey guys, you just saw Russell Wilson yesterday throw it up, like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Here he is now. And it's like, wow, that's so crazy. He was just there. Now he's here. Also, too, it broke up that brother chemistry.
Yes.
Of them by themselves.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, they need to have 3 people. Just have a different NFL player. But yeah, you could do the fan stuff. That would get more.
Yeah.
I think it's going to pick up more momentum. But I also think the Monday night broadcast is better with the crew that they got now.
Yeah.
They finally figured it out.
Yeah, and dude, and I know you're going to love this. If they don't, they should always have a third person on. If it's not a player, it should be someone like your boy Frank Caliendo.
Oh yeah, let me mention.
Right.
Whoa. I gotta say this before this podcast ends.
Come on.
So I'm sitting there watching the game. It's not a great game at the moment. I think it was 14-0 at the time, and I'm sitting there like, oh boy, here we go. Raiders are down by 14. Ravens are gonna, man, they lose 3 running backs and they're still gonna pull away from this one. That's insane because the Raiders were not looking great. So I get a little bored and I go on live feeds. And people who don't know, when you get on TikTok, if you go to the left side of the menu, there's this thing called live TV. And you can flip through and there's people broadcasting live from their phone, a conversation, and them talking. Well, it was Frank Caliendo. And I'm sitting there like, what? Oh my God, it's Frank Caliendo. I was in a chat with Frank Caliendo, and he was doing all the voices. He was doing John Gruden, and he was taking requests, and he was also watching the game. And I'm sitting here like, what a time it is
Yeah.
to be a fan of comedy, a
Yeah.
fan of sports. Technology is at its finest. I love it.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those like I call it it was a Monday night that was way more fun than it was supposed to be
Nice.
because I was kind of dreading this matchup. I was
Yeah.
like Ravens Raiders. Let's we just you got to remember excitement exhaustion. We
Right.
just got Thursday night. We just got all day Sunday. By Monday, you're just kind of like, all right, let's wrap this up and be done with the week. But man, that game did not disappoint. That was one of the best new age Monday night games I've watched in a long time.
Are you still there?
Yeah. Sorry, the
Okay.
screen went.
All right.
So yeah, that was one of the. I mean, did you see it? I kept texting you like, yo, you
Oh
gotta watch
yeah.
this Raiders game.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
I had stuff I was doing, but it was stuff like I was like, all right, I could run to the kitchen and like, um, put stuff together for my partner and rush it back out, and then like throw my headset on because she was using the TV, so I was watching it on my iPad, and
It, it,
and man, I was like, I missed what I walked away for like 3 seconds, like, damn it.
so I might be wrong on these numbers, but I think it was 17-17. The Ravens scored. It was 24, and then it was 24, and then the Ravens kick a field goal and left like 50 seconds left or a minute 15.
Yeah,
And then the Raiders went downfield, kicked a field goal to tie it with like 2 seconds left, 27-27. We go into overtime. I thought who was it? Simpson or Edwards?
Edwards,
Edwards.
Edwards.
Edwards. I thought he had a walk-off touchdown,
I
right?
Bro, I just picked him up on my fantasy team, so I was like, "Who's the smart guy now?" Ooh, right?
Yeah. See, they were saying in camp that he was having a good camp and he was
Yeah,
emerging.
yeah,
But
man.
good. That's great. But what's funny was everyone comes out on the field and
Hugging and shit.
dude. And so that's why it made the Manning, like that's the best first episode of the Manning show.
I mean, you couldn't ask for better than that, man.
So then they find out his knee's down. They got to clear everyone. They got to clear everyone off the field.
Someone said so. Oh, wait, I think Peyton said something funny along the lines of like, "Man, like, what's his name was out there? The quarterback,
Carr,
Carr. No, who's the other team was
uh,
Lamar.
Lamar.
Yeah, he's like Lamar's out there. I think that's what he said. I think he's like Lamar's out there shaking hands, like ready to switch jerseys. And he's like, wouldn't that have been funny and awkward if the jersey swap was already done and they had to like go back to their huddles? Like, but it was hilarious because they're like, yeah, this game's everyone's it's over, and everyone but the refs were like, nah, like Matumbo, like,
Well, it's like you don't. When you see something like that, you need to check it. Like you don't need.
yeah,
That's another thing. Like these teams don't need to just walk out on the field. Like you got to check it real quick.
yeah,
So, but
yeah,
that was that like, that's one of those moments where you're like, couldn't it just been a walk off touchdown?
yeah.
Like it would have been the way
That would
that
have, I know, that would have been great.
it would have made this game epic, but the game got more epic
Somehow.
somehow. It was overtime, but
Yeah.
but they should have just ran the ball right there. They were on the 1 yard line. Just run the ball. They do a quarterback sneak. It fails. With Derek Carr,
Then
and
the
then
penalty
then the penalty,
backs him
and
up
then
5 yards. Yep.
um, then an
And the,
incomplete pass, and what's so funny? I had a sick feeling. I was like, wouldn't it be nuts if the Ravens get the ball back here? And I think what happened was the Ravens had new life on defense, and they were like, "Yo, somehow, some way, we got to get this. We gotta win this game
yeah.
because we have second life."
Dude, that's how I won so much money on FanDuel last year on that play action app that I told you that for some reason they discontinued it. I don't know. Maybe there's too many bugs with it, but I loved it because it would get down to a goal line and then all the odds on turnover. We're like, so like 200 to 1 that it's come on, it's first and goal on the 1. They're not going to get a turnover here. So I would throw all my money on that, and then freaking interception in the end zone. Who would have thought? Right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure that changed. That might have changed some people's bets in Vegas.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
So then, if you're Lamar Jackson, just like Baker,
Yeah,
you cannot turn the ball over on the 30 on third down, dude. Like, just take the sack. Like, have you not practiced holding a ball? It's the same thing
oh,
as Daniel Jones. How are you continuing to fumble the ball? Like you need to learn how to, no matter what, hold on to the ball. It's year 4 now, inexcusable. And also, oh, by the way, that was Lamar Jackson's second fumble. But I'm telling you, I think the Ravens are in a funk. They were not the same without their 3 starting running backs. So that's all I got to say about the Ravens. But good job for the Raiders. I think they're finally figuring it out. They've got some talent, man. So I'm not saying they're gonna go into Pittsburgh this week and
yeah.
take care of business, but things are on the up and up. But
I don't
anyway,
know. I want to get excited about the Raiders because growing up, I loved watching them, the old school Raiders. Even as a Jets fan, I still love. And for me, it's always about personalities and stuff, and just the way teams used to stay together, and it was the same
yeah,
cast of
oh
characters
yeah,
every year. But I'm feeling a pretty 500-ish season for the Raiders because their depth, their roster doesn't scream depth to me, and I don't
well,
know,
and
man.
their
I'm not
and
seeing the
their draft
magic yet.
the draft picks haven't panned out.
Yeah,
You
and
trade Cleo Mack and they're okay draft picks. They're
and
not
I
amazing.
and I wanted
It,
Gruden as my head coach. I'm like, come on, we got to get Chucky out of retirement. Give me, because I love those passionate, scowling coaches that are just like fired up and curse and just like I love his love of quarterbacks and understanding offenses and this and that. But like, so I'm pulling for Gruden, but I don't know if I see a playoff run here for them yet. I mean, what is he? How many years into his contract? His 10-year contract is he now? This
yeah,
is
10 years. So
is he what, 4 years in now?
this has to be year 4 now.
You're right. So
21, 20, 18, 17. No. 18, 19, 20, 21. I don't know if he was 3 or 4 years.
yeah,
Whatever.
if anyone can do it, man, I think Gruden can do it, but we'll see. Look, man, we need to go through the week 2 picks and then
Yeah,
wrap this
yeah,
thing up.
yeah.
So we're gonna do this
Wow.
turbo style.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
In
I got
future weeks, we might do this twice a week. We'll see what feedback we get. And folks, please,
yeah.
we're wide open for that. What you liked, what maybe you felt like we could spend more time on, less time on, just
May,
suggestions. Yeah,
maybe we could do is early in the week we do review of
right,
the previous week.
sure.
Later, like by Thursday or Friday, we do the picks.
I
That
think so.
way, because it's like I wanted to talk about the past Eagles, but then I had to talk about the future Eagles. Like,
Right, right. It's
and
too
so
much. It's too much.
it's too much, and we'll just do an hour.
Right.
So
And this was just to give you a flavoring of our style and
and
our
this
chemistry and what you can expect from us.
this is our preseason, you
Yeah,
know.
man, for sure.
So
Yeah.
I, I I have a list of all of week 2 games. So
All right, let's do
I
it.
can I can
Let's go.
I can
Let's
tell.
go.
Okay, so we got tonight. I'm taking Washington football team, and I don't have any doubt about it. I feel great about that. Moving on.
Okay, I'm taking Washington as well. And
Okay,
all I'm going to say is defense wins championships.
especially when you have 4 first rounders.
I mean,
That's like I don't know what other team has ever done that. But
they are
that's a smart
going
move.
to, they're okay.
It,
Final word on this game. They are going to unfortunately hurt Daniel Jones tonight.
yeah, no, his back is sore from Sunday. That's about to get a lot more sore.
For any of you Happy Days fans out there, he's going to witness the Malachi Crunch, which
Uh,
is like Demolition Derby.
these aren't happy days. These are sad nights.
Right, there we
Sad,
go.
sad Thursday night game. Okay.
All right, moving on.
So these are in time order. So
All right.
first game on the slate, going right back to it. This 1 p.m. slate, Raiders at Steelers.
I took the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers. It's just smart. But I mean, they also too. It's a short week. They got to travel from Vegas. It's all the little variables that just add up. Steelers are
I
feeling good now.
Dude,
They
Najee
got the monkey.
Harris, he
They got
brings
the
a
monkey off their back.
yeah, he brings a whole nother wrinkle to this team. I was never excited about the Pittsburgh running game until recently. I don't want to say never. I just haven't been until very recently for a while. The kid's electric. Look. I'm going to make a bold prediction here. It's Tomlin. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers, bro. They could go easily. Nothing's easy in the NFL, but this could be an 11-0 team again. They
I
just
was
know
about to say,
they know how to win. They know how to win.
yeah, they do.
All right,
And
moving
also
on.
too, yeah. So I'm gonna
Oh,
take them.
wait, go ahead. Go. What were you going to say?
No, I'm gonna take them 34-13. So
Okay, I like that.
yeah. Washington football team 24-10.
Okay,
All right. I'm just if I take a mental score down, I feel like it finites it a little.
I
So
like that. Do it. Do it.
yeah. We can always look back and see how wrong I was or right. But 49ers at Eagles. Oh boy.
This was a tough one for me, man. I picked initially the character that I play on my football channel is Nostradamus, and the channeling that I got was the 49ers, but I'm wavering, man. As I sit here today, that's a character I play. So for this guy on this podcast today, I'm starting to lean toward the upset, and I'm thinking the Eagles.
Wow. Well, I get what you're saying, but once again, I think Atlanta is just that bad. I think the Eagles keep it a lot closer. Before week one, I think everyone saw this as a blowout. I think Shanahan's going to get on them because they just flat out cut their motor off in that Detroit game.
Okay.
When they were up 34-10, they were like, "Oh, we're good, dog. Like,
Yeah.
we're good. We're up big." And then Detroit came back. I don't think they do that again.
Shanahan has a history of doing that, dare I say.
Yeah. He does. But I think giving the Niners just on experience, I think they didn't even fly back to California. I think they stayed out on the East Coast. But just because experience, I think Boza and I'll be kicking myself if the Eagles win, because if they win this one, then they're for real. But yeah,
Right.
give me the.
What do you got for a score? What do you got for a score?
I think it's gonna be close. I think Eagles are gonna play just because they got the crowd. They're home. So I will take the Niners to win 27 to, I guess, 17.
Okay. And I say fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
And I think that's like a late field goal. I think it's 24-17 going into the fourth.
All right.
So something like that. So
yeah, I'll say one more thing. A caveat here. I love what the 49ers are doing. I love the edge that Shanahan brings. They're flirting with disaster with this whole quarterback carousel thing. It never works out, and that's what has me leaning toward giving Philadelphia the edge here.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles win this one.
Yeah.
Just because they almost had a collapse.
Yeah.
But I think Shanahan's going to have them a little bit more focused, and the Eagles are feeling good about themselves, but they did beat a really bad team. I think the Niners. You got Boza, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I think the Eagles can thank the Detroit Lions for giving them a little extra tape to watch this week as they crawled. Like you said, they shut the motor off, but Detroit gave them some things to consider as they mounted a little bit of a comeback there toward the end. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Next game.
Texans at Browns.
Woo! Wow.
Actually, this matchup's a lot better than it's appearing on paper now.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns though because I feel like this is going to be another coming out party for Jadeveon Clowney. I think.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I think Garrett loosens him up a little bit here, and this is Tyrod Taylor is going to be running for his life. I mean, they had it. If you're comparing defensive lines, the Browns versus the Jaguars, Two different, like we're talking high school football compared to, an elite college squad. There's a huge cavernous um, uh, element in difference of competition level here, dare I say. So that being said, I'm taking the Browns, just because of the defensive line.
Yeah, defensive line, that's for sure. I think they're in Cleveland this time. Cleveland's not in Kansas City, and Houston is not in Houston. The Texans aren't in Houston. So I think Texans Cinderella party ends here just because of the tier level of talent. The defense will play a little bit sharper. Oh, this is a Tyrod Taylor revenge game. I didn't even think about that because Tyrod this is the starting quarterback versus the backup rookie
It's going to be a
from
good
20
game.
from 2018. So yeah, it's going to be a better game. I just think the Browns are going to run
Chubb and Hunter
the,
too much for them. Yeah.
and yeah, the weakness of the Texans is the run defense. So give me the Cleveland. Isn't that great? You're confident that Cleveland's going to win now. So give me the Browns.
Give me a
I
score.
think this is this is gonna be close, and then I think they're going to pull away with the running game. So I'm going to say 31 to 20. And when I say 20, I mean like they get a touchdown from 13. Like it's going to be 13 to 31, and then they get like a late touchdown. So 20 to 31.
All right.
So I'll go ahead and start marking these scores down.
Sure.
Okay, Broncos at Jaguars. Yikes, I don't care.
I've got Broncos all day here.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I know we got to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just take Broncos. I like Teddy Bridgewater. The Jags are just going to lose a lot of games. This is going to be another one. So give me the Broncos in a close one. I'll say 23. I see a lot of field goals. Oh, shoot. I mean, the Texans walloped on them too, right? Give me 27 to another 27 to 17.
I'm not doing scores today, but I took the Broncos for sure.
Okay, cool. Saints, Panthers. This is kind of an under the radar, exciting game. I'm going to go ahead with the hot momentum and the experience at coach, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Saints to beat the Panthers. But I think the Panthers will show up. I just don't think Darnold. I think Darnold's coming off an emotional win. He's going to come out a little flat, and the Jets just don't have the dogs on the defensive line like the Saints do.
Yeah, the Panthers did not beat the Jets definitively enough for me to say they're ready to match up with the New Orleans Saints. So I've got the Saints. I got the Saints here in a trouncing. Much as they did to Green Bay, I feel like the Panthers are not going to be able to handle the heat that the Saints are ready to bring.
And technically, that first Saints game was on the road. It wasn't at home. So
right.
It's another easy away game. So I'll say 30. Ooh, I don't want to give them that many points. 35 to screw it, 17. We got a lot of 17s.
All right.
Rams, yeah, 17s is just that perfect, like, all you do is get 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Like, okay, so Rams at Colts. Give me the Rams, man, because I'm a biased Titans fan. I don't trust this Colts team.
I can't trust the Colts team at all. Carson Wentz, I feel like, is a snap away from snapping again. Sadly, he is a magnet for injury. He is a vibrational match for that in his traumatic past and present. Unfortunately, I feel like Carson Wentz's days are behind him. He's very fragile, if you will. I love the running game. I love the running game for the Colts. However, I don't think it's going to be enough. This Rams team, I was weary about them before the season started. I'm like, I don't know. Stafford's another one of those guys that gets hurt. When he gets hurt bad. But there is something to be said. And you talked about this earlier, man. When you put a quarterback in the right system, when you put match a quarterback with the right coach or coaching or coaches, that is a recipe for magic. And I think Stafford is finally home. You know, like
Welcome home.
I really feel like they have a special team here. The only caveat to that for me would be is, dude, you look at the Rams on paper, like starting lineup, you're like, wow, they don't have much depth. So if they could stay healthy, they will be
But
on their for their starters, they'll be amazing. But as soon as that next man up thing starts playing, and we saw this with running back, you're like, ah. So we'll see what happens there. But I got the Rams in
well,
this one.
look, it's early in the season, so the depth thing ain't an issue for me.
Okay.
Like we don't have any injuries right now. This team's good to go. They're in a honeymoon. I'm talking about the Rams. The
Yeah.
Rams are in a honeymoon situation right now. They just finally got to see what Matthew Stafford could do. Oh, by the way, Russell Wilson threw 4 touchdowns on you. What do you think Matthew Stafford's going to do?
Same.
And Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are going to light this defense up, and there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
So you're going to see bombs in Indianapolis. I got the score 30-16. This
Nice.
one's not even close.
Can we give 2 touchdowns to Tyler Higbee this weekend? That would be nice for my team.
Sure.
Thank you.
But they're throwing like 50-yard bombs, man. Because Seattle, they're going to take a page from their rivals and be like, oh, we could do that. We did it on Sunday night against the Bears. And Stafford's got a bigger arm than Russell. So
that's a really good point. Like it's a totally different quarterback, but I know you don't have much love for the Colts, but I understand why you have emphatically picked the Rams to have a nice showing this weekend, if you will.
Well, yeah. So okay, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Bills at Dolphins. Now it's getting spicy. We already got a hot AFC East division rivalry on the line. Division's on the line. Dolphins are the only one with a win. Everyone else is 0-1. The Bills are teed off.
I feel like this is that Steelers game all over again, bro. I feel like this is everyone going, oh yeah, this is the Bills. This is the Bills.
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning more towards the Bills because I don't know. I don't love Tua, even though they beat the Patriots. Tua wasn't great.
Yeah.
And I gotta look. Last year, the Dolphins had to go into Buffalo and win one more game. They had to beat Buffalo in Buffalo, win one more game in Week 17. They got smacked.
Yeah.
When they needed the game the most, they got smacked. Okay, now it's a little bit different. Okay, we're not in the winter of Buffalo in January.
Yeah.
We're in the heat of September in Miami. I don't know. The Bills, give me the Bills. I know I went against them, but I also said in my show that the Bills are going to be good this season.
Yeah.
And give me the better quarterback is Allen. So
look, man, the Bills. You're absolutely right. The Bills are no Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way. And I mean the Dolphins. Pardon my faux pas there. The Dolphins are no Steelers team yet. I am not buying what they're selling. They haven't proved to me that they are perennial winners yet, like the Steelers have. This is a whole different train that they're about to face with the Bills. The Patriots are young and have a rookie quarterback. So what they were laying down against Bill Belichick and his brand new shiny mac and cheese star, I'm not buying it, man. So yeah. I really feel like the Bills take this one in very impressive fashion.
I'll tell you what, that fan base and those players, I think they took that, even though they didn't get blown out like Tennessee, I think they took that personal. I think they wanted to go on an undefeated streak. I think they wanted to go 5-0. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bills were ready to roll and they didn't show up. I think they're peed off. I just don't want to double down. I'm just not going to take the Bills lost better than the Dolphins won, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yep. But Allen will not have another flat game like that again. So give me the Bills. Actually, I think they're going to take care of business in Miami and get it done. And Tua with the floppy throws, and then you got Allen who's just bombing them. Yeah, give me the Bills.
The rumors for Deshaun Watson showing up for the Dolphins were it was not fantasy. I feel like there was a reason. I feel like there's a reason why those whispers were almost deafening at times, because I don't know if the organization is buying what Tua is selling yet. I don't know, man, because what I've seen on the field, I'm not like, oh, I get it. I saw Zach Wilson, and I had my doubts as a Jets fan, but I'm like, okay, I understand what they see here. There is promise here, but Tua, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm going to say 31-12.
Okay,
So
let's move on.
4 field goals. I don't even get a touchdown. Patriots at Jets.
Woo!
This is your game, man.
All right, man. I'll start this time. I took this was difficult, man. But I took this as my upset of the week because, again, I think that there's a lot of valuable tape to be viewed that the Patriots and Dolphins have laid down for the Jets staff to study. I mean, it was Belichickian for sure. So if you've done your homework, you know the type of team that he puts together. Salah's a defensive mastermind. So hopefully they could show up in a way that surprises the Patriots. I feel like the week 1 jitters are now out of the way. And if Wilson is everything that everyone hopes and thinks he can be and is, I think we got a shocker here. We're welcoming back 2 amazing wide receivers in Keelan Cole and Jamison Crowder. Add that to Corey Davis and a young and healthy backfield. It could be a shocker. It could be a shocker. It is at MetLife Stadium, so it is a home game for the Jets. I'm taking them in an upset. I'll even give you a score on this one because it's near and dear to my heart. I got Jets 21, Patriots 10.
Wow. Whoo. Oh, this is why I love this show. I totally don't see any of that happening. Nope. I think you don't. First off, I don't bet against Belichick I don't bet against them twice. Actually, I didn't bet against them in the first place. I took them to beat the Dolphins, and they didn't. But you don't, after a loss, we're moving on to the Jets. We're moving on to New York. And I think this time around, he's probably telling them not to fumble the ball in practice. So don't get me wrong. I think Wilson has flashes, and I have this game close. But I just think that the way the Panthers ran the ball, the Patriots are going to do the same. They're going to run the ball. And I think it's one of those boring, sorry, Jets, but you got to lose again. This sucks. Are you at the press conference?
Yeah, I'm at the press conference post game. I love what Clayton had to say before the game, but 21-10 as predicted. Here we are, folks. I'm just kidding.
No. I don't think this defense can hold. This defense can't hold the Patriots to 10 points. But so give me Patriots win a heartbreaker, 24-10 or 24-20. I think it's a little closer because it's not Tom Brady.
So the Jets, the home fans are not going to get what they're thirsting for, is what you're saying.
Not yet.
Okay.
You guys are. I like Wilson. I like this coach. I like what they're going. They got the funk of what's his name, Gase. They got the funk of Gase out the building. But the problem is that those fumes are still there. Like, give it a little time. So the Jets are coming though. They're coming. I see the Jets winning more games later this season. I just think they're going to go through their September, lumps. So
sure, that makes sense. Like I said, this was a hard one for me to pick, but I do like to pick an upset every week, and I'm like, where are my upsets at? This was one of them.
No, I know you. Look, you. Sorry, it's a little loud.
No, go ahead.
You hate the Patriots just like I hate the Colts, so I get it.
Right.
All right, cool. Okay, I'll start speeding up here. Bengals at Bears.
Bengals, I'm taking.
Yeah, give me the Bengals. I don't even know if we need to break this down.
Nope, I love the momentum. I feel like it's going to spill into week 2. Bears are starting Andy Dalton, so nope, not happening.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm going to say 20. I'll just say 27 to everything's 17. I'll say 27-14.
There you go.
But all right.
What's next?
Falcons at Bucks. Yikes.
Not even close. The Bucks had a nice, like, what do they call it? What is a warm-up game called? What do they call it? I don't know the term, but they had a nice week 1 warm-up against a really impressive Dallas team. And again, momentum is going to spill into week 2. This one might get embarrassing. The only thing, the Bucks have showed that their secondary is suspect, and there are some injuries there to be concerned about that have made them a little thinner as far as their D-backs are concerned. So I'm going to give a score on this one too, because I have Tampa Bay going to and winning the Super Bowl. So I'm going to say, if the Falcons showed up anyway like they did against the Eagles, this is going to be 34-12.
34-12. Wow, you're generous, dude. You are really generous.
Generous?
That's generous. Wait till you see the score I put down.
Okay. Oh, I can't see it. It says if the screen went blank.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. What did you write? What did you write? Let me see it. Oh, the damn green screen won't show us. Nope.
Well,
what does it say?
45-3. This is a 40.
Wow. I almost said 38-8. But okay, this is a 40 burger. Give it to me.
Here's why. This is a get right game. They've had a week and a half off.
Yeah.
It's really not fair for Atlanta. They don't have if you allow the Eagles to come into your place and put up 26 points.
Yeah.
Or how much was it? 30 points? I forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, you let them smack you around. They were supposed to be one of the worst teams and goofiest head coach hires in the league. That guy's looking pretty smart right now.
Yeah.
And you could only get 6 points at home to the Eagles and Hurts. What do you think with the almost bye week time period? Tom Brady, Bruce Arians and Tom Brady were not happy with that Thursday night game the way it went.
Bro,
it was entertaining.
Go ahead.
It was entertaining. It was entertaining, but it was not. It was sloppy to them. They are going to. This is going to get embarrassing.
That Brady sent severed horse heads to Ronald Jones and Chris Godwin. There will be no more fumbles. There will, and the rest of the team got the message. They're like, "Oh shit, man! Brady went like Godfather on your ass. Like what? Like you said, Brady don't like people to talk about you, but Brady beyond doesn't like people to talk about you. He cannot tolerate the ineptitudes of turnovers and like basic ass shit. Like, look, we saw that Rojo didn't see the field for the rest of the game. I even think I saw him once or twice totally go like this. He looked to the sideline when he got the play call come in, and he went like this. He went, no. It was almost as if they thought they were like, hey, we're running the Z sweep 29 right, Omaha, Alabama, Nebraska. And that means that Rojo's coming back out on the field. And Tom was like, nope, give me another play. Keep him on the sideline. Like, when he loses trust in someone, I mean, it might go away after the game. But during the game, I bet he has been responsible for many a player in his Patriots history and his very minimal Buccaneers run so far, where he's like, I don't want to see him. Do not bring him back out here, man, because I don't trust him. It's just a waste of a player on the field because I won't throw it to him or hand it off to him. I'll change the play.
Brady really is a coach on the field. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Yeah. So no, this is a get right game.
All right. 40 burger.
It's a 40 burger. And the only reason I was going to put a shutout, but I think maybe what happens is the starters, I don't know, maybe at some point they get a field goal.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be a 40 burger. Do I want to go there? Do I want to just go ahead and take that? You know what? We got a shutout. I'm changing the score. Oh, yeah. This show has that. This show's going to have that.
Shut out.
No, we're going. Why even give him the field goal? No.
He's taking it away. He's taking it away.
This is going to be 45-0. That's going to be one of Yeah, yeah, I want it.
Wow. I love
I
it.
want it.
I love
I
it.
love
You
it.
you know why I love it? I love it because that's my defense that gave me 2 points in last week's lineup. Come on,
It's
Bucks.
let's just say this: it is going to get ugly.
How many touchdowns does Antonio Brown get?
He's going to get, well, I'm going to think here: 7, 14, 21, 28, 35.
5 touchdowns for Antonio Brown? No, I'm just kidding.
No, 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 no,
I
no.
know. I know what
how
you're
many,
doing. I'm just kidding.
how many touchdowns are in 45?
7 times 6.
There's 6 touchdowns. Yeah, yeah. Just making sure. That's, yeah. I could have just done 6 times 7 as well, but 6 times 7. So there's 6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns and a field
No,
goal.
I think no. I think he gets 2 touchdowns. I think
Woo!
Gronk gets 1, so that means there's 3 left. 1 will be on the defense, and it will be. I think this is a big. What's his name? Number 13, Mike Evans. This is a big
Okay.
Mike Evans game because
Good.
it was a dead game for him last.
All right.
So I think Cameron Brate gets 1. I don't think Godwin gets a touchdown this game.
Okay, great.
So,
I love it. Moving on.
All right, sorry. I just got way too excited about
How many games we got left?
that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right,
Okay. All right, let's
just
wrap
go
it up.
through them. Sorry. All right. We could also cut a chunk of this podcast out.
Yeah,
if you
but
want.
I'm not cutting anything out. This is going to stay as it is, baby.
Okay, cool. But don't worry, folks. This will be a shorter podcast in the future.
Yes.
Okay. Vikings at Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals. They were on fire. The Vikings, oh boy. You lose to the Bengals. I think it's a heartbreaker.
Yeah. The Cardinals looked like an inferno. So against the team that I chose to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm going to say Cardinals. I got nothing else to say on this.
The difference is when the Eagles beat the Falcons, I said they're a bad team. The Titans aren't a terrible team, but I think the Cardinals, because of the way they beat them,
yeah,
they now have this juice.
Yeah.
That's on fire, and they're going to take that home. Those fans are going to be electric, and the Vikings are just can't get out of their own way right now. So
give me a score.
All right, screw it. I'll just say put up another 38. 38 to 20.
Okay.
All right. Titans at Seahawks.
Take it away. Take it away.
Oh,
this is your bub. I wish
this hit me like a ton of bricks.
Let's see if I have a virtual background for this, man. I don't know. I need to load more for next week.
Just find a rainy day. Just find a rainy day in Seattle.
Man. I don't have any loaded right now, but go ahead.
No, I think if Murray did that to this defense on the road, bro, this Titans defense, they're young, and that's a problem. On the road, they're gonna get smacked. The defense will. The offense will show up. So I'm gonna say, I think it's gonna be a closer game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think Titans do show up, but they lose in the end. I just think they don't have enough juice, but they feel a little bit better about themselves compared to last week.
Is this the highest scoring game of the week?
Not at all.
Ooh,
no.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. 45-0. I mean,
I feel this could be the war of attrition of the week. I feel like this could be just score.
No, I mean, Seattle kept the Colts down, on the road. I just think it's going to be 20. I'll just say it's just going to be 21, 35. So
that's a high scoring game.
Yeah, it is, but it's not like 28 to, it's not like 28 to 40 or something like that. So
all right,
I'm taking the Titans play.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think the Titans play better. It's more of here's what's great. These 2 losses are fine because they're both NFC. If the Colts can lose to the Rams, we're okay. See, if the Browns can beat the Texans, I'm not even worried about the Jags. If the Browns can beat the Texans, that'll put them at 1-1. If the Colts can lose to the Rams, which they will, that'll put them to 0-2. We'll go 0-2. Then we play at home in Tennessee against the Colts. That's when we'll start getting our mojo back.
All right.
So it'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I'm taking the Titans in another upset. I know it's Seattle at home. Call me crazy, and I hope you do. But I still have faith in this team. I'm not attached to it the way the way you clearly are. So but I know you're able to professionally set your heart aside from games like this. I do respect that, and in all the years that I've known you, and you're really, expert level as far as that's concerned when it comes to picks and predictions and stuff. But I really, there's something inexplicable right now that I feel about this Titan team. I feel like they're about to unleash the beast. I really do.
Well, they are going to have to play better. They're going to have to run the ball and run it efficiently and keep Russell Wilson off the clock. That's the only way I see them winning this game.
Yeah, it's a good point.
And the defense has to get off the field on third down. That's the only way. They can't just do everything you didn't do in week 1 and you'll win.
Got it. What's next?
All right. We're coming down. Last 4:00 game. Cowboys at Chargers. This is a spicy one. I love it.
I think that as far as the line was concerned, that the favorite is the Chargers. I took another upset here with Dallas. I just loved what I saw too much against the defending Super Bowl champions. I feel like that if they could fix a few things and tighten the screws, this will be a great. I love the Chargers, and again, they were playing against a stout Washington defense. However, that was a game that was really close. And the Chargers last year with Herbert at the helm, man, like every game was close. But I don't think you could flirt with that type of disaster with the Cowboys because they have the ability to open you up way too wide to recover from. Should they make the adjustments they need to adjust? So I'm taking the Cowboys in this one. I feel like you're going to disagree.
That's you drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
No, this team hasn't figured their defense out. The Dak was the only bright spot. They haven't run the ball. They're not going to start running the ball, not efficiently. And they don't do it again this week against the Chargers. You got Boza. They're at home. I think this is the highest scoring game of the week. I didn't even think about it. I have the Chargers beating them 34-27.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a shootout.
Want to see that game.
But it's going to be another Dak's got to sling the ball. It's on local TV, 4:00.
Cool.
Yeah, so Dak is going to sling the ball, and they're going to come up short again. And then ESPN's going to sit there like, what do they got to do? Well, they got to run the ball. So yeah. I like Herbert, man. Like, give me this Chargers team. They didn't let me down in week 1, so I think they keep it rolling. And then we're going to have to sit and listen to the Cowboys whine about being 0-2.
Good. Let Austin Eckler score 3 touchdowns and send me my free jersey for starting him on my fantasy team. Come on, Austin Eckler. I need a jersey. All my Jets jerseys are old and faded.
Yeah, exactly. I know, man.
I know you witnessed that.
I don't have any jerseys right now, so
it's time to get time for us to get jerseys, folks. If you'd like to donate to the show, we'll have information below on where you can help Clayton and I get new jerseys so we look sharper for these podcasts.
Actually, can you just give me an Armani suit? That way I can really look at.
We're not doing that, man. I will. If you ever show up with a suit, you're fired.
Oh, I'm getting on the suit now.
It's not. This is not that show. Go ahead.
Actually, I just want a hat. I don't even want a jersey, but
all right.
I retired from the jerseys. Okay, we got 2 more games and we can be done.
We need to be done.
We need to be done. Yeah. Okay. Chiefs at Ravens. Exciting Sunday night game.
Nope.
What do you mean?
It's not exciting. I don't think it's going to be exciting. I think the Ravens are done. They're done. They are putting this team way too heavily upon the shoulders of Lamar Jackson. He's going to crumble. The Chiefs know this. They're going to exploit this. This is a blowout. What I saw against this is my blowout of the week. Maybe even more than I'm going to go out on a ledge here and say even more than the Buccaneers destroying, obliterating who the Bucs played?
The Falcons. Remember
the
them?
Falcons. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. Forgettable. The Chiefs, I mean, they're going to put on a clinic here. This is going to be, and this is one of the Kevin Lamar beat the Chiefs. Lamar's never beaten the Chiefs. It ain't happening this week, man. Like this is going, like you said, this is a run heavy, dedicated offense on the rushing game. Got, I mean, TNT, and to bring in new people and to rely so heavily upon this rookie running back and Latavius Murray, and now Devontae Freeman has been elevated from the practice squad. It takes time to build chemistry. It takes time to understand the intricacies of where to be and how to cut and where to get there and understand your offensive line. It takes time. This is not a plug and play league, man. The NFL is a lot more serious and layered and leveled than people that don't truly get the game understand, man. Like, look, this is a rushing team that is going to get, I believe, trounced upon. I'm not buying what the Ravens are selling anymore. Sorry, not sorry. Chiefs run away with this one. What do you got?
I got the Chiefs winning. The only reason why is that Patrick Mahomes is undefeated in September. So that right there.
There you go.
See those little facts. You're like, it ain't gonna stop here. Like,
yeah,
and it's not gonna stop here because if they had their three running backs, if they had Peters, their starting cornerback, then I would have said yes, the Ravens have a chance of winning this one. But nope, that's done.
What's your score? What's your score? What do you got?
If you let Carr pass on you like he did, 27 points, Chiefs are going to be modest and only score 38-24. Chiefs win. Lamar will keep this game kind of in not a blowout because of his legs. That's it.
Okay. All right.
So in the Monday night game, Lions at Packers, why on earth would you ever put the Lions on Monday night? What are these two night games this week are terrible. Terrible. But why? Because they're 0-1 right now.
Is this game going to be closer than we think it's going to be, or is this Aaron Rodgers step? He's going to like step into this one, man.
So many times when the Lions play at the Packers, it's just a cleanup game for the Packers, and it's just a dominant game for some reason. The Lions. I think this is a get right game. I think they're going to get it fixed, and it's going to be 31-13. So,
all right. Even though the Lions put up points against a really good 49ers defense. Now, Green Bay does not have a really good defense as far as we've seen so far. So you still think that, I mean, it's going to be that big of a margin of a victory?
Well, I say that because Jared Goff was on the Rams in the divisional round last year against the Packers. And I think he only put like 13 or 16 points up. Like, he didn't have a good game. And also he had a better coaching staff and players around him. Remember it was the Rams Packers divisional game? Probably the most forgettable divisional games, but it was Rams at Packers last year. I think they didn't put up a lot, but that game was over. They shut him down. I think it's going to be the same thing too. Goff is, once again, I think the Niners slept on him. They were in Detroit, but this time you're on the road in Green Bay, and you got like the worst case scenario. You got a pissed off Packers team.
Yeah,
it's just going to be one of those like to the slaughter kind of games. Yeah, in my opinion.
I got Robert Tonyan, the tight end, having a huge game. Because he has a lot of those boomer bust games. I got him with at least 2 touchdowns in this one. I think Aaron steps into his power. I think this is hey guys, relax. It was just one game, like he said, and his true colors come back out. And we're like, oh, Aaron's not done. Like, wow. I think that their lack of efficiency on defense is the only thing that keeps this game remotely close and enjoyable. But I think that the Packers show the world like, hey, we haven't gone anywhere, and they'll be like, oh, it's just the Lions, but we're going to see the reemergence of the reigning MVP come out on Monday night.
Yeah, we are. So,
man, that's Clayton. This was a fucking blast. We've been talking for probably about 3 hours now, folks. Trust when we say the future podcast will not be this long. We just wanted to work things out. We didn't want to miss anything from week one because there was a lot to cover, and we probably should have done another episode. And if we can, and no promises yet, but Clayton and I got to work out the logistics with, jobs and responsibilities and stuff like that, because we have other stuff that we have to plug into. But if we could do 2 a week, they'll probably only be an hour each, never 3 hours again. But
never again.
Right. But it was still a blast. And dude, this is why we decided to do this, because anytime he and I get together, it's so we end up talking over each other a lot because we're so excited. We have so much to say and share that we're like, dude, we need to like put this out there for the world and say what we want and share what we want and how we want in a way that other networks aren't allowed to, and also offer a perspective that might be and I feel definitely is different than most of the stuff out there that you can plug into, because we have comedy backgrounds, we have entertaining backgrounds, we have just certain elements, I would say, that other podcasts, other networks do not have. They're special in their own unique ways, but we feel that we have that too. And I want to thank you endlessly, for Clayton, for finally rolling the dice and saying, screw it, let's do this thing. So thank you for coming on the show and considering making this a thing that you want to do on a more frequent basis.
Dude, I mean, I used to do this at bars and at friends' houses. Why not finally get on the train and do what everyone else is doing? So who knows where this will go? But yeah, I would love to hear feedback.
Yes, please.
Let me know. Do I take too long? Am I too slow? Let me know. Am I that great? Am I not that great?
Hey man, do us a favor and give us one more opportunity to know where to follow you on TikTok.
Okay, cool. It's at Clayton Anderson NFL.
Okay. So first name, last name, NFL, no spaces or anything like that, just straight across.
Yeah, and also it's official. I got my other channel if you just want to watch funny comedy skits and 90s entertainment. It's at Clayton Anderson Comedy.
So first name, last name, the word comedy all together. Do that. Clayton's got some hilarious stuff, folks. He recently released an Applebee's series that he's working on. That's all I'm going to say. If you love the song, you hate the song, Date Night and Oreo Shakes, please go check out his comedy channel and offer some love and support. It's hilarious. And I think he's just now figuring out what he can do with TikTok. So that's a dangerous man there, waiting to blow up the TikTok scene.
it's I'll just say this. I was very straight-laced and serious on this podcast, but come over to the comedy channel. It's a completely different vibe. So
absolutely. Well, I'd like to thank you all for if you made it this far. Wow. Congratulations.
No one has made no.
And thank you from our hearts to yours. I'm John with a J.
And I'm Clayton Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, thank you for joining us. We will see you. We will see you next time on the Sports Screen Podcast Network, aka the SSPN. We'll see you, folks.
Later.